And we're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 375 of Fans of Power. I'm Joe Amato, and I'm here with my partners in crime, Tyler T-Rex Baker, Nasty Nate Nathan Kennedy, Rebecca McDonald, a.k.a. Newt, the Trash Man, Ren McKenzie, and the birthday boy, Dushin Mitrovic. Happy birthday, man.
Oh, happy
Happy birthday.
Now he's an older guy.
You get everything you wanted?
Not from you.
You've been waiting a long time, Dustin.
That was a perfect
What do you mean? I actually sang Dushin a birthday song right from the heart, and then, of course, Ren
It
had to...
scarred me. It scarred me.
Start him for life.
Ren had to give the puke emoji, that fucker. Man, that was a good song, man.
Joe threatened to striptease.
What?
That must have been what wouldn't play on my phone earlier. I tried to play a message from you and it said there was an error. So I guess I was
It's for the best.
You got lucky.
It errored in the group chat? In the group chat, it made an error, you said?
I was out in our workshop, so it was probably just...
Oh, that was a beautiful song. Well, if you would have heard that, I swear everybody's hearts would have just melted. That was
to Facebook, and Zuckerberg did the right thing for once.
Yeah. That was a good song, man.
Down. No, it was actually...
What?
No, I was just gonna say, in terms of singers that I've heard, like Joe, you're pretty awful. Like my
Thank you, I appreciate that. Hey, I gotta ask Dushin, anybody else sing you happy birthday?
No, because they don't hate me.
I love you, man. I swear to God, if I had the money and the means, I'd fly to Slovenia, wherever the fuck you live, and I'd buy you the best birthday. Buy you the best birthday dinner ever. I'd treat you real good, man.
Do you have
McDonald's in Yugoslavia?
Yeah, you got McDonald's over
Is there a dollar store in Yugoslavia?
Oh shit! No, well, did you do anything special or just kind of
Get a couple of high-priced Hawaiian whores there, Dustin, or what?
I'm still traumatized from the song, Joe.
He couldn't enjoy his birthday at all.
Nathan should play it, and I tell you, people would judge it. They'd say that was fucking great, man.
Not doing that.
We're not trying to lose the people we got, man.
Man, you would gain so many guys.
No therapists work on Sunday.
Yeah, like you already ruined our day. Why are we going to do that for everybody else watching here?
They came here for quality.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm gonna start singing happy birthday.
You could do a Facebook Live and just, you know what? That'll be the fucked up thing, Joe. Anyone who's got a birthday and he finds out, he can do like a bullshit cameo.
Actually,
you know, where he sings like
we like $5. Send him money.
We could
it's a coupon.
We could start that. We could start that with the Patreon. It's like, if you sub up for like a $2 tier, Joe will sing you a song.
But he does it anyway.
And for 20
$5 a day, you can get Joe to blast your eardrums out.
I have a wonderful voice. I'm going to start singing you guys happy birthday all the time. All you guys are going to get.
No. Like for $30, they'll give you a nipple slip or something like that. You see the pepperoni nipples, and a live picture
Here's the kicker with that whole thing is that Joe has a hard enough time remembering our birthdays anyway because he forgets about Tyler's all the time. So I think
he talked to me on my birthday and was like, "Wait, what? What?" And like 5-6 days later, Nathan brought it up and Joe's like, yeah, we talked that day, Joe.
It was your birthday? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. So I think
why you guys trying to make me feel bad? Damn it! I forgot. Damn it! Sometimes my memory goes to crap.
You sent me a birthday song. Remember?
See, and I did one for Rebecca and
you ruined
Nathan.
My day.
Well, you would.
Yeah, see for Ren. See, I did. I sang a heartfelt one for Ren. Ren really loved it. He secretly told me he really liked that.
Yeah, my 48th birthday was the worst.
See, it was the best. It was the best. Ren actually teared up a little bit.
Yeah, I did get sick.
Yeah, tears of pain.
Oh shoot!
Joe,
you guys gonna start?
Well, I was gonna say you're joeing. You're joeing.
That's a great term. Man, you're joeing this up right now. If this conversation is going sideways, and we're all shedding tears and our buttholes are bleeding, you're joeing it up right
now. Oh yeah.
No.
See?
Joe's got a stinky pinky there.
Oh no!
Before we get,
was that a Strangers with Candies reference?
Yes, it was.
Before
I managed to turn it in a way that was not completely inappropriate, so that way I think using it between Joe and Ren seems more appropriate. I think if I said it the other way,
That's
I
true.
think even Rebecca would be like, you know what, Tyler, I'm pretty cool with the adult humor, but that's a bit too much.
Well, before it gets too far, Joe will pass along you if you do have your laptop to read off everyone.
Not yet. Next week I'll be set.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry. So you'd have to do it. I apologize.
Oh my God, Joe!
But next week I'm going to be set up. I swear the laptop will be back. I'm almost.
Just probably hit the pawn shop right now.
Where is it now?
Where is it?
It's downstairs, but it can't be up here with me trying to rearrange the room since they finally fixed everything.
One of the hookers is using it.
It's a laptop, Joe. It's a laptop.
But I
can't. That's the computer.
Yeah, but I can't fit it. But next week I'm going to be all set. I'll get back to reading the chat. I promise.
You can't fit it.
It's one of those big ass 1986.
No, we've upgraded.
45-pound laptop.
That was the old one.
No, it's better. Yeah, that was
Those were the humble beginnings of Fans of Power.
Oh, okay.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, that was Big Mac of laptops.
Yeah, they used to be rough.
You could have killed somebody with it. And I'm sure Joe did multiple times.
Yeah, I'm sure he had a lot of people trying to leave that house. I mean, he had to get it back in there somehow. So.
All right. Well, since Joe,
you imagine like Joe pulls up to the gas station like that jackass skit with some guys gagged and bagged, and he gets out of Joe's car and just starts running off, and Joe's got to go tranquilize the guy.
Well, I'm sure out there in parts unknown, where Joe's at, people think nothing of it. They're just like, oh yeah, it's just it's Tuesday.
It's like, you know what? It's best to not get involved
with
the crawl space too.
Yeah, that's true. Right. Well, since Joe is too lazy to get his device, that is the whole purpose of a laptop is it's mobile. You know, I can't just pick up this tower beside me and just walk into the other room with it. But hey, we have Zentron, Will Timpson, Sean Darren, Chris Carter, Febmon, Johnny Cock, Brian Brummagem, Rebel Wookie. I'm scrolling because they were all talking amongst themselves. JSP, Papa Hud 69. Simple Tricks and Nonsense, John Ballard, Grim 2, you were in the chat briefly, but you're here now.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Anthony Albanese, and that may have been everybody. If I missed anyone, I apologize. And I want to say we have 28 people here right now. If you haven't done so already, hit like on this video. Please do that. But
help with algorithms.
A conversation that Tyler and Ren were having before we were doing the show, because Ren, you've pretty much just been sitting here all day doing this damn thing, really.
I've been online all day doing something digital virtually. Yeah.
Well, go ahead and tell the people where you were today, even though you were
all
here.
right, so there was a FSCon in Columbus, Ohio, and I was asked to do a couple of virtual panels for them, and one of the more eventful ones, I did 3 this weekend. One of the more eventful ones was comic artists versus comic writers, and which one is more important to the comic book genre. And of course, being an artist, I absolutely clamored and said the artist is more important than the writer in the comic book genre. We're not talking about novels or anything like that, or we're strictly talking about comic books. And so I pissed a couple of writers off. One in particular, I won't name him, but it was very simple, very straightforward. My answer was, you have to have a good artist on a comic book to make it successful. You do not necessarily have to have a good writer to make a comic successful, because if you have a trash artist, then no one wants to read your book. And it's just as simple as that. You could have a really good artist and people will still give that book a try. And it would really take the worst writer on the planet for someone to say, I'm gonna forego this artwork and not look at this book. Like I've got books that I don't even read because the artwork is so amazing. And I've never bought a comic book and said, you know what? Screw this artwork, man. Let me read it. I'm gonna the art was so bad. I just want to read it.
What'd you say, Rebecca?
I said it's a visual medium, so of course that's gonna. I'm the same. I own comic books where I bought it just for the artwork, and
100%.
the story was either mediocre or bad or whatever. But I'm like, well, the pictures are awesome, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
get it. So yeah,
No
I
regrets.
totally agree
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll do the same thing even with any of the older books, like going back on the Marvel Unlimited app. If there's certain books that I've not read and I start reading it and the artwork becomes almost like, oh my god, I will stop reading it 2 or 3 pages in because I'm like, this artwork fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what the story's about. If I cannot, it better be. And even so, like I mean, some of the people have got credentials as like great writers. I think it like to put a exclamation point on what Rim was saying too, and I don't know what Rebecca was saying. Think of X-Men #1, still the highest number of copies ever sold for any comic book, and it wasn't because Chris Claremont was writing the book. It's because Jim Lee's artwork was a firestorm of attention. Hell, even I knew that when it first came out. Like that was just like, it's all about his artwork. And,
It was the same thing with Todd McFarlane and Spider-Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was all about the artwork and
Yeah.
the stories. Other than Venom coming out around that time, I don't know if a lot of people, for Amazing Spider-Man, then you got the adjectiveless Spider-Man book that Todd McFarlane launched too. But it was more about putting him on a book that he's specifically drawn all the artwork for. So artwork, I mean, it makes it even better when you got a writer that really cares and knows how to tell a great story. And I feel like, there have been a lot of books, both DC and Marvel, Image, various independent companies that have got a nice mix of someone who can tell a great story, a simple story, or continue an arc. And you got a guy that can draw beautiful women, that can kick your ass, and some of the toughest looking guys that would inspire you to want to go to the gym. Heroes and villains both. And it applies to He-Man. And I will say, like, you may have someone who writes a really good He-Man story. They do exist. They just don't get the opportunity. But the artists out there are a lot of great people who can draw He-Man like nobody. But unfortunately, they are not given, like, Rand can draw great He-Man characters. Axel Jimenez draws He-Man to perfection. Kevin Sharp draws He-Man to perfection. There's some other artists in the community as well that can draw He-Man characters. I mean, like, very, very well. But they're not put on anything significant. Anybody who works on the He-Man, the current crock of shit He-Man comic, they don't get anybody who can write worth a damn. And sure, I mean, they're better off getting a 5-year-old to draw in crayon.
I'll ask you this, Tyler, because Ren and Rebecca both said that they have books that don't necessarily read, but just enjoy the artwork. But are you kind of in the same boat? Like, if the art is strong enough to hold it up, but the story is still subpar, that equates to probably something that you personally don't come back to, even though you like the art.
Yeah, as I got old, that was like the big draw as a kid. Like I learned to, the artwork drew me in. Like once I started recognizing certain people's styles and stuff like that, I'm like, oh my god, this is awesome. I don't like how that guy draws. I won't read that one anymore. Like Sal Buscema, I hated his artwork as a kid. I hated it. Now I love it. I love the way he draws villains. Like when he got his own style, which he worked on, Spider-Man, some various books at Marvel, and he worked on Spectacular Spider-Man, I think in the late 80s into the early 90s. I hated his artwork. I thought everything he did was fucking ugly. But now I appreciate the way he draws Green Goblin, the way he draws any villain, the way he draws people who are angry. Like when he draws Peter Parker angry, it's very intense with the lines that he did, the angles he puts on people's faces. But I am a little bit more choosy because it helps if it is a good story, like something that you can enjoy the artwork. Otherwise, I would much rather have it for the cover art. Because there's a lot of shitty stories that have got a great cover that make you feel like you're going to get something great. Kind of like what we're going to talk about tonight. And
Bingo.
yeah,
That's what I was going to bring up. Bingo.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my god.
Wait, Joe. Hey, you got 2 copies of that. Where's the other one?
Oh, well, the other one's down in my rack with my other stuff.
Yeah, it's below the laptop. It's below the laptop.
Yeah, it's holding the laptop down.
Pretty much.
I'll put this up here from JSP. JSP said, without good writing, many of these books become forgettable. And that's kind of how I feel about it too. Like, yes, like even if the art's good, I'm with Tyler on that. If you read it and the story's not up to snuff, it's one of those things that it's like, I can appreciate this. what's the cover look like at that point? Because if the story's not as good, then
yeah, I mean, for example, like I said, I don't have like the range that you guys have. I mean, I've read a lot of comics, but I can't absorb all the different things I read. But like, I can always bring up Masters. Like for an example, when you think of Clash of Arms, beautiful art and amazing story. I want to revisit that all the time. This nice cover, good inner art, but I never want to revisit the story. There's no reason. I don't want to bring this up. I'm like, wow, I want to read that again, even with the art being good. That's like, I look at the cover, I'm like, all right, good to go. I never want to touch it again. It's just, there's got to be a good combination. There's got to be a combination of great art, great story. But yeah, if it's a forgettable story and good art, it's like, I don't want to look at it again. I just don't care.
And
We agreed on
it shouldn't
that.
be that hard. It really shouldn't be for any of these means, especially in comic books. You look back. I mean, hell, Conan is another prime example. Once the Conan comic found its footing, and John Buscema came on and started drawing that, it's hard pressed during that run to find a bad issue that was done. Even though they're being pulled from the classic Robert E. Howard stores, like fuck, like there is. I don't know how many Deucens read at this point. I know Rebecca's read a shit ton. You can read the vast majority of that run and it not be too many forgettable issues. Like I've read so many myself, but I feel like there's very few bad ones in between all the good ones because it was just so consistently good. The way Roy Thomas would write those stories and John's drawing this amazing artwork of the women and the creatures and the various beings that Conan's taken on.
Well, let's get Deucen's perspective in here, because Deucen, as everyone knows, is very critical of pretty much everything.
He's the grumpy old dragon, as I told him earlier today.
Yeah. So where do you land on that, Deucen?
Well, I believe we all started reading comics before we even knew how to read. So we always prioritize the art over the writing. But when both are good, then you have a real classic.
Yeah. And I said in the when I was talking on the panels earlier, if you have a great artist and you have a good to great writer, it's a bonus. I'll never take away the power of a good writer. He's very important to a comic book. That's what it's about. However, a comic book is nothing, absolutely nothing, without a good artist.
Yeah.
Because
it is a visual medium.
I will have people argue about, this unforgettable writer and, blah, 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 and this story is blah, but you won't pick up a book because of the writer. You never will.
That's true.
You never will. If the artwork is absolute garbage, then you're not going to pick it up. I don't care who the artist is.
Yeah.
There's or who the writer is. There's right now, the big two, Marvel and DC, have this thing where they don't want artists to become superstars anymore. So what they do is they'll give them 6 to 12 issues, and they'll take them off the book. But they'll let the writer write for 2 or 3 years through a run. So you're going through with this artist, and you come, even if the story is amazing, you get to the point where all of a sudden the artwork changes. Do you stick with them if the artwork is not up to par? Even though you're in love with the story?
See, I have done that. When Ultimate Spider-Man was with Mark Bagley and Brian Michael Bendis, I stopped, and I was getting to where I hated the stories, but I love Mark Bagley. He's my favorite artist. Once he left the book and someone else came on, I said, fuck it. And I did not go back when he left. And he did come back to cap off that original run of Ultimate Spider-Man, but I'm like, I stick with it for quality artwork and hoping maybe a not very good story will look good and maybe it'll transcend to a better story in the next issue. But yeah, you take out that great artist. I can't think of a single writer that I would ever choose in comic books that I'd be like, okay, I'll give that a shot, just because they've written a lot of great stories. Like Frank Miller's done a lot of great stuff. I like his artwork too, but if he's working with someone who draws, like Tim Sale's artwork, he did The Long Halloween and Spider-Man Blue, which it's honestly not bad. It's not great. It'd be considered ugly artwork. I mean, would you consider? You all know who Tim Sale is?
I hate
Rebecca, Ren?
I
you do?
hate it.
Yeah, it's even Jeff Loeb, like the guy who worked with him, like he said when he saw his art, he thought it was ugly.
Mm.
You know, and it is. It's not great. But if you looked at the Long Halloween or Dark Victory or any of the Batman stuff that he's done, it's not great. It's kind of, well, yeah, it's fucking ugly.
Well,
Yeah.
I think one exception for me would probably be Ed Brubaker, since he's the writer for Captain America and Daredevil, and those would change artists, and you could tell the difference a little bit. But at that point, for me, I was invested enough of where the story was going that even if the art was a little more subpar at that point, I'm like, I would still really enjoy the story. So I think there are exceptions here and there, but overall, like, I mean, Ren nailed it with.
Yeah.
You're not even going to pick it up.
Yeah, I've dropped issues because the artwork got so sloppy. I was collecting the Farscape comics. Well, me and John both were, and I started reading one, and they changed the artwork, and it was just so ugly. And I was like, the story is interesting, but I just couldn't look at it. It was hard to look at. It was an eyesore. So I'm like, why am I going to read this? It's an eyesore.
Did they keep that same shitty artist on the book, like for a couple issues?
It turned me off of it. I stopped picking it up.
Like one issue, and that was it.
It only takes one for me.
Yeah,
I'll put it down on the shelf. If I open it and I look inside, I'm like, they changed the artist.
Yeah,
I'm putting that issue down.
Yeah. Speaking of changing artists, one thing that instantly takes me out of the book is when the characters suddenly look like completely different people.
Yeah.
And even when you have iconic elements, like for example, He-Man's power sword, all of a sudden looks radically different. It just bothers me.
Yeah.
And I mean,
because they found someone that doesn't know how to storytell.
Well, not just that, but there's also the element of an ego. Like, I'm going to draw it my way. It's like,
and I hate that the companies allow that, because you go back in the day, you read any like the runs of Marvel, especially Amazing Spider-Man. A lot of times you can't tell there's a different artist on the book because these guys had to follow up exactly what the guy did before.
Yeah. They had a standard.
And it was like that across all the boards. Like if Jack Kirby wasn't drawing it and John Buscema came in, he has his own style, but he is doing his fucking damnedest to honor what Jack did before, along with Gil Kane and all these other guys. And now it's like Deuce and Ren were saying too, like these guys right now, they want the opportunity to say, I know, well, that's great, but you know what? Honor the character and don't do it so cheap. You know, I talked to, like, even Kevin Sharp had said too that they really do not care about quality, because the guys who really can't draw, they're cheap. So Marvel and DC will continue to hire these guys, and it makes perfect sense that they don't want to make stars, because if you get another Jim Lee, another Eric Larson, a Rob Liefeld,
that they'll leave them.
Yeah, or that they're going to want more money because and they should, because if they're making your book sell a hell of a lot more, it's drawing more attention, which should work for everybody. But it just shows you how poorly done Marvel is right now. And
That's
DC's
some
no better.
bullshit. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah.
But at the same time too, I mean, it kind of created, since it created those stars and those guys got tired, they would go on, some of them did, create their own companies, which kind of opens up, gives more opportunity to other artists to work on more books. But it's
that's a fascinating story too, knowing that those guys knew what their money and what their talent was doing for Marvel, and they said, you know what, we're not getting any residuals for the characters we're creating and the artwork and stories we're helping tell. Fuck it, we'll all go start our own company. We keep all the money and we create all the characters, and they merchandise, Savage Dragon and Spawn and the Wildcats. I'm like, and I was like, good for them. Like, I hated that they left all those books, but then you have Mark Bagley coming along, greatest stars of all time. But it's just a shitty thing, and then Marvel ends up calling bankruptcy a few years later, and fuck, I don't know what DC was doing. I wasn't reading their.
And then that's when they started selling the rights to different characters to different movie studios, and it turned into that big clusterfuck of trying to get everything back together.
I still wish we'd have gotten Iron Man with New Line Cinema and Tom Cruise attached. I still think that would have been pretty cool. And Wesley Snipes as Black Panther. I still, when I remember reading about those, and in the Leonardo DiCaprio Spider-Man movie directed by James Cameron, like I all those stories I remember reading in magazines as a kid. Oh my God, it'd be amazing if that had happened.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see how those movies would have translated during that time period, given
Yeah.
the certain limitations in regards to special effects at the time. They would have to do a lot of that shit practically, and it would be interesting to see, because it could have also ran that risk as well of, you were saying Iron Man, New Line Cinema. We're talking like 90s, you know, you're thinking like late 90s Spawn, and the CG in that does not look good
Even
at
though
all.
the outfit, the costumes look great.
Yeah, the costumes are great. The CG was shit.
Yeah, it does not hold up, no. But I don't fault it because I fault it because of the shitty script.
Yeah.
And the PG-13 tone, you know.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that was a big mistake.
Oh my god.
But going back,
he looked exactly like Jason Wynn in that movie too, and he was fucking terrible. Oh my god.
But speaking of the conversation that we just had, and Joe brought up that point, let's go ahead and we'll transition into let's see, what do I want to hide that not?
He lost.
That was a fun conversation with you guys. I enjoyed that.
Indeed.
So here we are. Joe, you have 2 copies of this, and it's oddly enough that the Party Pooper thing that you won on Heritage Auctions had this included within it, but the amount that you spent on that entire lot is probably what you would pay for one on eBay, because this is the last of the Golden Books.
Yeah, it was a shorter. Yeah, and it was a shorter run. It's very expensive, and of course, it does have that amazing cover. As we'll get into,
Wait,
very
this story's
subpart.
expensive?
Yes. Yeah, this one's. Oh yeah, this one's quite.
It's been like this for years.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. Yeah, because by this time, they were starting to have the end of their run for all the books, and this was the last one they put out, and they did a shorter run, so it's harder to come by. You don't see this pop up on eBay too much like you do all the others of the Super Adventure series, but it's pretty pricey, and of course, beautiful cover art, subpar story, as we'll get to inside. Yeah.
So wait, might that be the reason why the story is subpar? Because like
maybe they didn't give a shit.
Yeah, if the writer was aware that this is the last one, then maybe all the energy just faded away. What's observable with the newspaper strip? Like if you look at the newspaper strip, the more papers dropped the comic strip, the less detail the art got, the less effort went into the writing as well.
Yeah, I mean, at least the art inside is good by Fred Carrillo. I mean, the art's good in this, but the story by this Wallace Green.
Yeah. Oh my god. Going back and revisiting this, like I'm like, I'm like, wait, we delayed doing this for a reason. And I just kind of feel like, you know what? Wait, this. How many more have we covered? All the golden, like the soft cover, like.
I don't think so. I feel like there's some we still haven't got to.
I was gonna say, I know we've done the Magic Mirrors. We've done the Dragon, Secret of the Dragon's Egg. We've done Rock People.
We did Meteor Monsters.
I think we did do Meteor Monsters.
And we did The Trap. We did.
We did Thief of Castle Grayskull, Sword of Skeletor. I don't know if we've done Caverns of Fear. Maybe we have.
But how many?
Go
ahead, Jason.
You have done Caverns of Fear. I remember that one.
Okay, I think Hero, which I think me and Joe did a Hero Need back in the day.
Yes, we did. We did.
I was going to say, how many of these have you guys covered where we're actually doing it like this, though?
Well, not that many that we've done.
We were poor and destitute back then. We didn't have any means of like. We just had to look down and just had to take our word for it. We knew what we were talking about.
Yeah, so we can definitely go back and retread on some of those covers, so we have the visual aid here. But yeah, we can blame Wallace Green for the subpar story.
It's just forgettable to me. I'm just like, eh.
Yeah.
Oh, Orko's balls. It talks about
Yeah.
Orko's balls here.
Yeah, the earthquake shook his balls in midair. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Till I was looking at them.
Giggity.
Like, why would the earthquake bother a floating creature?
The artwork's not bad.
No, the artwork's not bad.
Wait.
Why would the earthquake bother a floating creature? Well, look at
why would
he's flying away.
Well, hey, Orko loses his footing when he's floating in air in the cartoon. he does it in Prince Adam No More. He falls into the attack track. Doesn't make much sense, but he does it. So
but the point is that he got started by Adam flying away across the room.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, okay.
Also, look at Stila. She sat on the statue. She broke it.
Oh yeah, she's not. And destroyed his head.
Well,
Or
maybe
its
she didn't
head.
destroy it, but she's going to get some jagged edges up her ass. That's for sure.
Yeah, her booty.
And one of my
She got
pet peeves
hard-
that I always do, it's
hard
it might
buns.
sound retentive, but when they always say an earthquake, I'm like, no, it'd be an Eternian quake. They're not on Earth, they're on Eternia. Why don't they
Yeah.
say
Well,
an
the
Eternian?
ground is the earth. The ground is the earth.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
you
like
said that.
Earth, we have Earth. You figure
I
Eternia, this
know.
would be their would be Eternia.
No. All right.
No,
all right,
no,
Joe,
think of it. That's a different planet. That's a different planet.
Well,
They wouldn't have the phrase of Earth. It's a different It's a different planet, though. They wouldn't have the reference
know,
of
but it's
Earth.
not
Still,
named
you
after
still
a
call the
planet.
ground the ground. You
Hang
don't call it.
Hang on.
They wouldn't have that reference.
I'm at. All right, let's take a vote right now. I'm gonna say this. I will partially. I'm kind of with Joe on this because we know Earth is called. Here we call it an earthquake because it's the quaking of our planet named
Of
Earth.
Earth.
So I'm
Yeah.
with Joe. You got to name it something else.
Exactly.
Oh,
It
Tyler is,
would not be
Tyler
called
is
Earth.
correct.
I don't
That
want to, but I agree with Joe.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
Tyler is
Thank you.
correct.
that's 3
No.
votes. Wait,
Earth
go ahead,
refers-
Chris.
Well, Rebecca
Earth
hasn't voted.
refers to ground.
Yes, that's what I'm
Tyler is
talking about.
correct.
Because this is Earth, though. This is
All right,
our
look,
planet.
Joe,
It's
just
our
because
Earth.
you flunk out of, or, fifth grade science here doesn't mean
Why do
we
you
all
put
have to
this
dismiss that.
Why do you put this
They
much thought into it?
Yep, no
don't
kidding.
even-
They would
I've
refer
never
to it
put
as
this
something
much
else. They
thought
wouldn't have
into
the
Well, see,
reference.
I
They
agree with Rebecca.
One.
Joe, look
Joe,
up the
Joe's
meaning of
looking for
one.
problems here.
One at a time.
They're speaking to
time.
Earthlings. The book's written for us Earthlings, so it's just
Yeah.
telling us that the Earth it's an earthquake. But
We are intelligent enough to understand what an
Yeah, I don't.
Ren,
think
there
like
you
that
go,
that
Ren.
much.
All right, go ahead.
Even
Tyler,
as kids, I think
Tosh.
they would understand what Eternia Quake is.
Okay.
Exactly. Good
all
man,
right,
Ren.
All right. Before I cast my final statement, Rebecca, are you agreeing with me and Deucin?
Yeah, I don't give a shit. That's my statement. If they call it an Eternian quake or earthquake, if they both make sense, I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna put that much thought into
Well,
it.
you know what? That means she sides with us. So, Ren, Joe, Nathan, you can go eat shit. Okay, that's what you can do. Eat shit from the earth. You know?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, well,
It sounds like it's even though.
it's
No,
like
no.
it's like
50-50.
sleep,
3-3.
it's like sleepaway
Wait.
camp. It's like
The Earth is
eat
round.
shit,
Yeah, eat shit and live.
The- I love that. movie.
That baseball scene's the best scene in the movie. Sleepaway camp. Oh my god! Now, just seeing it, yeah. Just seeing it like Web Story, Cloth and Triclops are in this book. Like I was like, all right, and then you're like, oh, this story sucks. But
Why does
It
Evil
is
Lynn have
rough.
massive nipples?
Man,
What?
those things are puffy
I don't
as
see.
hell.
I don't see that as her nipples. I just see that
That's
as like
just a
shadowing.
I know.
Look
It's
at
just a
Rebecca
bad-
going
it looks
to.
like puffy
It's a bad
areolas.
shadow, yeah.
Well, then you can say
Actually,
that
you know what it looks like? It looks like her eyes are
eyelashes.
closed. It looks like
Yeah.
eyelashes. Yeah.
It
like her
totally
eyes
looks
open
like
up.
eyelashes.
You know?
Yeah.
They just open up their eyeballs.
Yeah.
This is a rough story, though. As you hear, Skeletor is the one that created this quake, and because he
Which
talks
even,
about
even that it doesn't
Oh,
sound
yeah.
very.
I just hate the story in general. These two moons, once they eclipse, off the sun, then this great power will come, and whoever is the person that controls Palace of Eternia rules.
Yeah,
It's like, wait, what? So whoever? Oh my
Yeah.
God!
Yeah,
It's rough.
I assume that Wallace L. Green just thought he was writing these writing for kids who had meat for brains.
well,
Just it's a very like dumbed down story for children. Like
well,
it's just
the Golden Book itself? What is the age range intended audience for these? It's pretty young.
I'd say 3
to
to
10.
8.
Yeah, I couldn't remember something up almost to 10. I thought they used to say,
Joe
look
was
at the book,
25 when he read these. So.
yeah, pretty much.
There should be an age range on that book.
Well, let's
That's
see.
and I'm looking and I don't see. And I
Look on
thought
the
they used to
back.
say something like 5 to 10. I thought it used to say nothing on the back.
Nothing on the back of the book.
No. Just this usual stuff like right here. This is all it has. It doesn't say anything about like any age range. But I thought some of them used to say like 5 to 10 years old.
Yeah, I know some of them
They
did.
said it's the last book. We don't care.
Yeah, they didn't
Yeah,
care. They just did
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
Like we don't give a
Just buy
shit.
this fucking thing here and just take it. They basically were saying, yeah.
But here's a thing. even you say it's so simple, it's for kids, but even kids would be confused by that. Like,
Yeah.
why? What's the deal with the past all of a sudden? Why?
Yeah, why the palace and not Grayskull or somewhere else
Well,
or
yeah,
something? But
that's why I almost feel
Yeah,
like
that was kind of dumb.
this goof who wrote this was I don't know. I almost feel like he's probably just given the figures, and that is it. Probably not. I don't know. I just really can't imagine he was getting and just having Prince Adam just caught in a net. And
Yeah, and Prince Adam's out there by himself.
yeah, and goes to
Checking
Also, look at the previous page. Look at the previous page.
Right here.
Look at Adam's posture. He's literally already falling into the
Yeah,
pit.
there's
he
no,
really is. Yeah. Right.
no wonder he fell.
He was gonna fall in there anyway. It was
Well,
funny,
hey,
yeah.
it was an aftershock, all right? Like he's looking down, and then an aftershock happens, and that's
That dude is off balance as hell. Like
A
his
question
feet
to you
are
guys real
sliding
quick.
in already.
I do have a question though for you guys real quick. Like, when you think of Inside Snake Mountain, just as we know Snake Mountain, how we've seen it in the cartoon and everything, do you consider that when they're in there, like Skeletor's room with electronics, do you consider it to be a cave?
A cave.
No, it's that laboratory of his.
Okay, well, you see what they said right there. That when they mentioned, that's why I hate. They call it Snake Mountain. They said, and he lost his footing. Filled. In his cave. I was like, cave. Why are they saying a cave?
They are inside a mountain, and inside a mountain are caves.
Well, but that's what I was saying. That's why I was asking if you guys consider that inside Snake Mountain.
Well, I mean,
caves.
you probably could. No, because you see, they call them caves on Earth. On Eternity, they call them holes.
There you go. There was just a lot of weird writing. There's a lot of references.
No, I'm not.
And
I
the
really
stuff
need
that
people
you're
like
going to see
Rebecca
with
just not give a shit about anything.
But the stuff you're going to see with web stores, what drives me nuts, all this webbing it's like, what? How the fuck is he making all this webbing from his grappling hook, his ass? Where's this supposed to come from? Yeah, exactly. They never showed or explained. At one part, it looks like, it's kind of coming from his.
Joe, they can show him without the pants.
Oh God! But that's what I mean. It's like you can tell this guy knew nothing about Masters of the Universe. Like, where are you getting these references? What are you doing?
So, did he write previously for these books?
I don't remember him doing any other ones. If I'm not mistaken, I don't remember Wallace Green doing others.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
So what you're saying is the artist is the most important aspect of the book.
Yeah. Well, Frank
today
with the art.
Yeah, it's like poetry,
It rhymes.
That's what I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can look at it and it's okay, but boy, to read it, it just gets worse and worse. You'd think some parts would get better.
At least seeing the shot of all these evil warriors all together in one group shot, like, that as a kid, I would have ignored the story. Like, oh man, Mermaid's next to Clawful, and there's Beastman, and Web. I'd have been all about that had I had the story as a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the artwork's fantastic.
He's just throwing a big ass net, and he's a great crocheter. Is that how you say it? Because he made that web.
I know. It's more of like
really, really nice. Yeah,
it's not really like like something that Webster would have concocted.
I think it probably would have made more sense to make it look more spider webby.
Yeah.
Because they keep talking about him making a web, throwing a web. It's like, it's like
a steely web at that.
A steely web.
Yeah.
They mentioned steely web a few times, I think.
What's interesting too is to see the font here just as it is in the story, and then when you get to the word bubbles themselves, these stick out to me. Like they look odd.
But they're supposed to replicate the comic book lettering.
Yeah, but it's still looks weird.
A little jarring. Like it doesn't mix well.
Well, it just looks too. The text itself just looks too plain. Like it's like I know that the regular text is plain, but this just looks odd. I don't know.
It's the typeface. It's not handwritten, so that's why it seems odd. Also, if you look closely at Clawful on the previous page, zoom it in. That's a guy in a costume.
Yeah, it does kind of look.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And I've never been a fan.
He's got a Joe Motto mask with the eyes cut out.
Wait, who's behind
Exactly.
And I've never been a fan of Clawful, like having the kind of like white skin. I always prefer Clawful to have tan skin, just like how the
did you
action
notice
figure.
Who's
in that
behind
background?
Merman?
I was gonna say that looks. I'm thinking it's Beastman with a whip. He is
Beastman.
on the cover.
Beastman,
Oh, yeah.
okay, because he's got
Oh,
the
wow.
whip. Okay.
He's
okay.
also
Yeah,
on the
I was-
previous page.
Like a
Yeah,
merman.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna mention that.
I know. Poor
It's
Merman.
like he's like frozen, like he's like in
Ace.
awe of like.
He's on acid.
Yeah. Some of these people disappear. Some don't even you don't see Whiplash and Spike or Moss Man. You don't see
Oh,
them,
yeah,
but they're on the
yeah.
cover.
I think that was when I
The
finally got
Cyclone.
this. I think when I was in high school or around that time, and none of those guys that were on the cover, that was probably the biggest disappointment because I thought,
Me
oh
too,
my
'cause I was like,
god,
Cyclone's gonna be in there, Spike or this is gonna be fucking awesome. It's like,
Yep.
what at?
yeah,
Wait,
and
who's on
I
the cover?
no Mossman, Spike or Whiplash,
Moss Man.
Cyclone, and
Mossman.
Mossman, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're
Really?
all on the cover along with everybody else, or some of the characters that are featured.
But not in the damn book.
And that's why I kind of feel like this story was written with the 84 cast of characters. It's almost like when Earl Norm was asked, can you do a cover, when this book came out, probably was in 85 when the 85 cast of characters was put out. So Earl's being given Cyclone and Mossman and, Spike Ore to put on the cover. At least that's kind of what I'm thinking, It's almost like he was given the task of doing the cover well after the fact, as opposed to some of the other stories where the covers definitely are cohesive to the story inside the book.
And the other thing, Tyler, is you notice, and I don't know if we ever mentioned it before, but I always love, because I think Earl, he loves drawing Tila with that Cobra armor on all the covers, but usually
Yes.
like in the story, then you just get kind of,
you get
especially these
Filmation
later-
Tila.
Yeah.
Essentially, or a version of that, yeah.
I wonder if that was a request of his, if he just preferred the look of the one with the Cobra armor, because I love seeing that Cobra armor Tila.
Yeah, I do too. I feel like it's underused. Thankfully, our local Rebecca, she likes to celebrate the Cobra armor there.
Well,
Yeah.
it could go back to the whole thing that you were talking about before, of just maybe the only reference is just having the figures. So when it comes to Tila, it could have just been just that.
Missing the Cobra
Possible.
armor and her staff. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I'm sure talking to any of these guys who worked on these books, it's probably not as epic as we think. It's probably like, well, no, they just told us stuff,
Yeah, it was probably like, it was a paycheck.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
these
that's
Royal
it.
Engineers, this is the only time you ever see these characters. Like, they tried a little something different,
Yeah.
maybe not
That's
the
pretty
most
cool.
memorable.
I like
But yeah, actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't mind the designs of these guys.
Well,
Yeah.
it's an
I just
expansion of the
like-
world.
I just like the dialogue. Strong as a fortress, but look at that supporting beam on the right. It's so
It's got
cracked.
cracks in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this guy's kind of smiling,
gonna-
like he thinks it'd be. Like, hey, don't tell him. It'll be
I
funny.
just imagine these two guys talking like the two guys in Return of the Living Dead, like, this will hold up for 1,000,000 years, and it bangs and it breaks.
he's got his
Ready to
hammer in
release
there.
the Tar Man? Yeah.
They look like Superman characters.
They look like
they-
miners.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
too. Yeah, they
Like
absolutely look like
Kryptonians?
miners. Yeah, Kryptonians. Like he's got a
Yeah.
Superman symbol almost on his chest, and the other
Yeah.
ones is like upside down. Like I could see them in an origin story for a Superman comic.
I do like though that they are kind of tied into Man at Arms. That they're kind of under
The green,
like the green, much like how Man at Arms wears like underneath.
and the
Imagine
mustache.
that just
And-
being one of the royal colors
Yes.
that represents
Yeah.
Eternia.
Yeah. Or
Our subject to wear.
yeah, this kind of army green look.
I like it.
And the
Yeah.
mustache. Can't forget about the mustache.
yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
man stash.
I brought those characters up for the compendium. It was people that were added because some people didn't know about them, so that was added to the compendium book.
Well,
that-
good for you,
Did you let them know they were putting
You,
it in a net?
you beat me to it there, Deucin. That's dynamite joke. Anyway, moving on.
All right, go ahead. What's the next panel? Page, whatever. Oh,
Joe
shit.
has just got to get himself over in some form or another, man.
Hey,
He's
you know,
like,
that's the first time
he's
think about
doing
it.
it off
I've
right
never
now is
really
what he's
referenced
doing.
me or the compendium. This is like one of the first times I've
And no
mentioned
one was
about working
asking
on
about the
compendium.
compendium.
Hang on,
But
hang on.
I thought I'd bring that up. I thought
He's-
it'd be something nice for people
He's
to know.
he's like Stewart from the Mad TV skits. Look what I can do.
Oh, you dick. Get to the next
Now
page.
look
you
at that
fucker.
net-ish web.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
Stevie
you're very
Webb.
clever.
And
Very
also,
clever. No.
Merman's still tripping over here.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man,
He's on acid.
I have no
Aw,
idea
poor
what's
Merman.
going on.
Yeah, this is
You know,
fucked.
hey, Merman's like, how the fuck do you do that? It
His
looks
like neck
a
and head.
neck.
Wait,
was, like,
hang on.
The artist did not know how to draw Merman or Clawful
Even
very well.
Clawful's not drawn very good at all right there. And he's
It's-
and Great
it's-
Quill is drawing Clawful much better than that.
Clawful
I know
can't
so-
see out of
Everybody
his
else
eye
looks
hole.
pretty good, but not
You
those
know
two.
what's odd is that Fred Carrillo worked on the show. Like he should
Yeah.
be familiar
Yeah,
with those
yes.
designs.
Yeah.
And he always
The other
draws
characters
Skeletor
look
to
pretty good,
perfection.
but-
Yeah, he draws Skeletor and Evelyn perfectly, but
I
Triclops
like
has
how
always
he
been
Trying to get it done, man. Like, unfortunately, some artists will just try to finish shit, and maybe the supporting characters on there, they was just like, all right, I'm just gonna throw them in here. You know,
Are we totally just gonna skip over the fact that Ren had a really shitty Merman impression?
Oh, it was. It was bad. It was terrible.
I ignored it. I just ignored that shit.
I just think it's funny because usually he's the one giving so much guff about other people's impressions, and he finally gives it a shot, and it's pretty fucking bad.
But
Wait.
let's do comparison. Look, Joe, read that text up there on the orange field. Read it in character of Skeletor. Do it.
Oh, wait, you want me to do a Skeletor? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Now we're gonna have Ren and Joe both like, who's gonna be the worst?
Exactly.
Oh my
You won't
God!
be telling anyone about anything. You know, like, it is I, Skeletor, Overlord of Evil, even though that's not in that line, but
I
you
was
won't
about to
be
say,
telling anyone
dialogue.
about
that dude can't
anything.
even read.
Stick to the
I'm leaving this
dialogue.
fucking
Don't
show.
improvise.
Goodbye.
The palace is mine!
You know, Joe,
There you
you should be
Oh,
doing your own
no.
audio plays. You should be reading these books.
Uh,
doing
all
all
right,
the
man.
work.
I am so goddamn good, man. They should
On
hire
to
me.
the next page here.
I'll do a film. Oh, wait, let me talk about this page. First, it's cool seeing the guy falling to his death, but secondly, He-Man
Yeah.
hasn't showed up yet, and that looks like He-Man's supposed to be climbing there,
It does look
missing
like
the armor.
Yeah, and I bet that was drawn that way, and they're just like, fuck it, and just throw it in there.
Just left it.
Why
Yeah.
are they setting Palace on fire?
Can you guys hear the Wilhelm scream for that guy falling?
Yeah.
That guy
Totally.
is gonna hit those flames, and he is dead.
It's
Yeah.
well
Okay.
drawn.
Was that
It's
what,
just
what
like,
was that? Who did that
going
noise?
on?
It sounded like Michael Jackson.
Was it you, Joe?
No.
Yes, it
I'm
was.
wondering why Man at Arms in the next couple panels, though, you're going to see is kind of fleshy neck stuff instead of the green. It's in like the two coming pages or
Yeah,
upcoming pages.
it's like he decided to just. Yeah, it looks
Yeah, it's
good.
all the green
Yeah,
around his neck.
right
It's like
here.
there, he's all
Yeah.
fleshy.
Oh no, it's
Look
Look
at
at
battle
the
torn.
helmet.
It's all got torn up. Look at Fisto's all fugly face there.
Oh man, and Tila's got
too
hair that
old for
looks
this
like
shit.
Evil Lynn.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
you got
Puffy
puffy
around.
bullets.
And he's fleshy in the next page too. You'll see his neck again, where he's gonna talk to Orko, like go find Adam. This is what cracks me up. He basically goes right past Adam, then does a spell to find him, and goes. It's like, was that drawn
Yeah.
in a wrong order
Yeah.
or something? Something. Yeah.
No.
Wait,
Look at
what?
the angle of the swoosh. He came down above the rock, so he comes down with Adam already behind him.
Okay.
No, so I said he goes
No,
right
you
past
didn't. You
Adam,
said
and
he
then
went right past him. As
no,
if he,
like right there,
you know,
right there. It looks
literally
like
just
he's
flew right
going.
by him.
I'm saying right
Where?
there. It looks like he flies right
Where?
past Adam there, and then in the
Where?
next page he has to use a spell to have Smoke find him. Look, see, now it's like a
No,
million miles
Joe,
away to then go find
Joe, on Eternity, they don't call it smoke. They call it puffy stuff.
him. We get it, Tyler. We get it. No, but
I
anyways,
don't
you
know.
see, he
I
passes
don't
him,
think you
then he
do,
goes back.
Joe.
Yeah, see, he's being smart ass like I would too. So anyway, so he goes right past him, then the Smoke will get him.
Joe, on
Huh.
Eternia, there's no north. So he's using a different
Oh.
compass.
There you go. There you go.
See,
Okay.
Joe,
Eternia's flat.
you dug a hole for yourself, so just own it. Okay?
No, actually, I didn't. I have people that agreed with me, so I didn't dig a hole.
Well, look,
You know-
not
the
at
people
all.
who drank the Kool-Aid, they don't count, Joe. We're talking
You
about
know what?
the
I
Ren
think,
doesn't count, and
I think-
Nathan don't
I
count.
think you know what?
exactly.
Now that we're
Ren
breaking
does
it
not
down,
drink Kool-Aid.
now that we're breaking it down, I think I will change my vote. I think I'm gonna be like team. I'm gonna be team Rebecca.
Ah.
Who gives a fuck, right?
Yeah, I guess.
There you go.
One of us, one of us.
So it's two and two.
Yeah, there we go.
Fine, you guys
There
can
you
sit. You guys can sit at the cool table anyway.
It does not ruin the story for me if they call it an earthquake.
Yeah. I mean,
So Orko
well,
farts
the
out of
story's
his
ruined
hands.
anyway, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
that's the least problem with the story.
it is slightly. I mean, he, as Tyler said, he is swinging this. He does go past him, so we could. He's like, I can't find him. Let me go ahead and use the magic.
Blind motherfucker couldn't looking back from God.
I like how Orko is drawn here. He looks
Yeah, Orko is drawn. He's typically drawn pretty good in most of the golden books. I can't recall like a particular prince.
You have to
where he's
really
not drawn.
suck to fuck up Orko.
Yeah,
That's true.
which
There's
some
been
of those
some
mini-
bad ones. There
Yeah.
has been some
Yeah,
with
they
the
really
golden
suck.
books.
Oh
Yeah,
my
there's been
God.
some fucking horrendous ones with the golden books. Yeah.
I do like that that perspective on that panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's your sword.
Also, I like that Fred Carrillo always draws the sword properly.
He always does, yeah. I wish that angle was up higher though, like because obviously when it's established that they captured Adam, he's right above the ground. I wish it was more hanging up in the chasm, as if like if the net were to ever break, Adam could fall and impale himself on a rock down
More of a
below or
threat,
something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. And Orko hovering and to give him the sword, or how are we going to get you out of here? Like he's got to
I mean,
plunge the sword into the mountain.
We can
Flying
draw a palace guard falling off into some flames, but it's too much to put him above hazardous, sharp rocks that he can impale himself on.
Yeah, but it's not likely that it would break because it's a steely web.
It's a
Steely web.
I know, but when he breaks out, though, he's got to at least figure out. When I break out, I
Yeah,
gotta
but
find
as
some-
He-Man,
But he's He-Man,
he has
so it doesn't
titanium
matter.
I know, but
skin.
He-Man has to face challenges. That's what creates a great story. That's what creates peril.
But wait, what chance is it to have a pointy rock up his ass?
Moving on.
He might like
they could have actually. I think a better shot here would have been seeing him break out of it, but take the power sword and like shove it into a rock to keep him.
Yeah, and I think having a threat down below, like if not jagged rocks, a pool with a creature that just sees a meal hovering above, that at some point, just something that He-Man could possibly face if he were to fall down into the water.
Like Rebecca's
There we go.
alligator that
Like
came
Rebecca's
back.
Look
pet
at
alligator. Yeah.
Look at him. He's adorable.
God, he's
Steve.
grown.
Look at Steve.
That is Steve. His tail is so long.
Freeloader.
That picture
I have seen some alligators who do some really cool, friendly stuff with like their trainers. So I could see Rebecca and John out back, bobbing its head along and following
Don't do
Rebecca
it.
along for a treat.
Don't
And
do
then
it.
Rebecca's like, "Oi!"
Oi.
He just chills there every single day. He's there, chilling on our bridge.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's awesome. As long as he leaves the cats alone, he's cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't want to hear. I swear to God, if I ever hear another story about an alligator or a croc attacking a pet, because I've seen it
Aw.
by accident, I was ready to. If I ever find out like who posted that video, I'm gonna smash his head clean out of his ass.
I hate
I
that.
was so
I hate that.
pissed off when I came across that.
I thought for a moment that you're going to say, if I ever find out which alligator did that, I'm
I was
going
gonna
to
jump out.
Well, I mean, well, and
That's
that's an alligator I wouldn't mind seeing destroyed because I
Yeah.
said, I did not expect to see this video. It came up when I thought I was watching
That's
something else.
awful.
Like, what the fuck?
Why would that be shared?
I don't know.
How did
This
you
asshole
share
put it at the beginning of the top 10 alligator movies, and he opened it up with. I'm not even going to go into it, but I wish
God damn
I
it. That
could strangle that
sucks.
motherfucker.
That's not cool.
Let's
No,
Just
it's
when
not.
you think he can't get any worse, there's fucking Stratos. He looks horrible and he's worthless
It's
in this
his
guy.
brother Larry. It's his
I
brother
guess so.
Larry.
Jeez.
That's why
You
there's a
think this
blue
would be his
helmet.
one time to shine to do something? He's got the air advantage. Fucker doesn't do nothing. He stands there looking horrible. When he finally gets into
Joe,
battle, it looks like he's
Joe,
fighting some of the
Joe.
Eternian guards. Oh, go ahead. What's up?
Joe.
Yeah.
Look at
Look at
Ram
Ram
Man.
Man.
Look at
I was
Ram
about
Man.
to say Ram Man. Is the
Look at
word.
Ram Man.
Zoom in. Ram Man.
He's got like a cat face underneath.
He's
I don't
on
think Manny
acid.
Faces looks.
Look
the
at
worst,
Manny
I think.
Faces too, and he does nothing. We see one shot of him. It's like, oh, that's great, and he doesn't
He's
do
been
anything.
lobotomized.
Huh.
Let me ask you, like, what we're looking at here. I want to ask everybody this here real quick. And this happens a lot in the Golden Books and in the mini comics. This one shot
God
here.
damn.
All right. We got Joe's perspective here. So
Are you okay,
like,
Joe?
Yeah. God damn it.
I've often wondered why in these stories it's already set up with an established cast. So all of a sudden, in one shot, you will see Manny Faces and Stratos and Rayman. Like, obviously, yeah, getting the Warriors to show up. But you kind of feel like you work with an already established cast in the book. And then they're not ever seen again. It's almost like, well, what was the point of, like, if Fred wanted to, like, work with a finite group of characters, why not just stick with that and put your best efforts into Fisto, He-Man, Teela, and Man-at-Arms? Why bother trying to draw 3 others that aren't contributing to the story? Like, you've already got various Royal Guardsmen, the castle, the background, and everything else. You don't need to throw in something else that if you're not going to utilize them. As a kid, I thought it was awesome, but I was also disappointed that they don't do anything else when you would see this in a lot of the mini comics and Golden Boy.
Yeah, just save it for for these other heroes to shine.
Yeah.
No, that
We get fucking Trapjaw that pops up in almost the damn last couple panel too, where he's just standing there.
He's in the final battle, but like you never saw him show up to the fight to begin with. He's just there.
Yeah, who knows what the fuck? Why they do this half the time?
It's like you go from this, and then next page, like bam, half of them are already gone. Like we have a guard here. You couldn't just put Manny Faces right here. Like, you just had it on the previous page.
Why is Rayman?
What Stratos could have been flying up above to create like an air assault.
And what'd you say, Dushin?
Why is Rayman not trying to jump over the wall?
Yeah, he could have springed over it. True.
Yeah, you
True.
could have had him. Yeah, you could have had him like up here, just like mid-flight. You could have put, stuff at his feet to show that
or playing up what we see in the cover, where they're going to throw rocks over the side. Like you can see Rayman leaping up to bash the rocks to avoid them from hitting He-Man or Teela or anything else like that.
Mm-hmm.
Little missed opportunities.
Anything would have been.
And Stratos is fighting one of the guards over there to the right. What the fuck? He doesn't even know what to do. I told you he's worthless. And when he shows up, he doesn't do shit. He's standing there. I'm gonna fight you. What?
He got startled. He got startled.
Startled because he's like, oh my god, I'm in this fucking book, and people
it's
actually
a tense situation.
Like Beastman's disappeared from the fight.
Maybe he's helping him.
It could be.
Beastman is in the toilet.
Or maybe Beastman's is drawing. Maybe that's Ninja right there on solid black. There.
Clawful's out of this fucking shot too. It's like I don't know.
That does kind of look like Beastman, sort of though.
Kind of, sort of.
Ninja.
Sort of.
I was gonna say Ninja Beastman. There's a shitty variant coming in the Origins line next year.
Yeah, probably. But there's the Trapjaw that Joe had.
Yeah, it's a very weak-looking Trapjaw too.
Yeah. And part of it looked like part of his mouth was blue. Like they forgot I don't know what the fuck they did.
Wait! Look at Trapjaw again, real quick. Scan back over, Nathan.
You got an underbite.
Okay, it's like the rest of his arm's missing. Like.
Yeah, where's the rest of it?
Is it a hook? Is it the blaster? Is it?
He doesn't have an attachment on. He fucking just doesn't have nothing. He's like, fuck it.
And Fred's fuck it.
Put it to your imagination.
Well, I guess the whole point is like you have the background, but you're kind of more focused on. Obviously, more effort was put into Teela and He-Man.
Yeah.
Since they're
they're supposed
to. But I feel like, it was such a missed opportunity because if this was going to be this is your big epic shot here, and the purpose behind it should be selling the finale, and it's very flat.
Triclops never looked happier. Look at his face. Looks like he's fucking smiling when you zoom in on Triclops. He looks like he's so fucking happy to be there. Like, zoom in there. Hey!
Because he's looking into the camera.
Why has he got that fucking weapon? Looks like he's trying to hold on to fucking Moss Man's weapon or something. Why does Triclops have that? Oh my god. Where's his sword?
This could have been.
Yeah, he would have his sword.
It's funny you said it because it makes me feel like that cover that James uncovered from Larry Houston, the Leech mini comic cover was really He-Man versus Skeletor. So the character was just swapped out, and that's why Leech has that kind of odd pose because it's supposed to be Skeletor. I wonder if like Moss Man was supposed to be in this fight because that's clearly his club right there, and I could see this book. We've pointed out so many issues with it. I could see that the characters were picked and pulled all over the place.
Fucking everywhere. It's and the last page we see the superpower King Randor. God damn it, I guess he's the one that's gonna rule all.
But also, too, before I switch to that, just the inconsistency. We had Stratos on the other page, and he had the blue helmet, and now it's red.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Is he helping the guard in, or what?
Look at He-Man here. What the fuck?
That is a bad. Now that's bad. I can't even believe Fred did
and
that. That is
on
rough.
helmet's wrong. I mean,
That was rushed.
King Randall was old as fuck.
I think they rushed a lot of this book.
Yeah.
And it looks like the castle's not very high off the ground, maybe a few feet.
Yeah,
those
Oh,
guys
they look so depressed to be there. Going on Tila and Queen
Well,
Marlene.
that's
Like,
a battle that was. It was like climbing
look
on the
at their
playground.
faces.
They're so bored.
Yeah, what are we doing here? Are we done? Yeah. Like, let's
It
read.
looks like his crown's falling apart. It's like a flower that's like, falling.
It's all like got the little withered little ends.
Maybe it got dented by a piece of rock.
There's more effort into the crowd than there is in the.
Yeah, I agree.
I wonder if somebody else drew those 5 characters and just
and the power from the
Fred.
moon's eclipsing is going right over King Randor's head.
You know, that's not unheard of for somebody to finish artwork that like.
Yeah, it looks like last minute. All of them are super rough. That is.
Okay,
Hey,
and so are we supposed to understand that the eclipse is underway here?
What is it doing to Randall?
It's giving them the power. Remember,
it's
when
giving them the
eclipse
power.
happens,
Right
whoever
here.
is ruling
Where did
the
that
power.
come from? Who got that idea?
That makes him the undisputed king.
But here's the problem. He's supposed to share the power.
Oh, don't say that shit with sharing
We
the
all
power.
have the power.
Sharing is good. Except
No
when it comes
one
to
is
offering
special.
to others. Except when it comes to offering others job opportunities.
Yeah. Did all you viewers and listeners enjoy this episode? We sure should. Hey, this is something that at least we could say for all those that say, you guys live in the past and you don't like any stuff now, but you love all the past. Like, did we say we love this fucking story? Nope. It was
There's
rough,
a lot
but we
of shit
covered it all.
from the past.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit. But we cover it all.
But at the same time as well, it is a golden book. You know, you have to kind of temper the expectation of it at the same time.
But not necessarily, because there are some really good golden books.
Well, yeah,
some that are royal ass kickers.
But I'm saying at the same time,
just like how people think, Filmation uses stock footage, and there's no like epic blood and guts. Like, well, fuck you for wanting something like that in a He-Man story anyway. And if you actually watched it, and you understand that you know what? I don't have to explain this shit to you morons.
The animation was gorgeous.
I think Tyler.
That's what anybody says.
Tyler just says that when he doesn't know like where the rest of his thought's gonna go.
No,
I
know.
Like, you know what? I don't have to explain myself. I didn't know.
Yeah,
where
because
I was
you know what?
going
By this point,
I was just tired of explaining it to like people weren't going to listen.
Yeah, especially if honestly, if anybody who's like is down on Filmation and anything old. Anyway, well, you're probably not watching this podcast anyway, and if you stumble upon it because you're all into the fucking Masterverse and all those,
unless they rage watch us, which would be awesome.
Which that'd be funny because I'm sure they're getting mad hard-ons for the stuff we're saying too. But
I mean,
one thing back to the cover, Nathan. I was gonna say if you showed after this.
Well, I was gonna say like I'm with that point. Like that's why I'm saying you tempt their expectations. Golden Book, it is meant for kids. Yeah, the quality of this could have been infinitely better, but at the same time, it's like.
But hey, Miggs, I'm gonna tell you something.
It's
you know
not
me.
the worst
I fucking
thing.
love it. I love the stories, like I said. And if they had a shit one, I'd call it out. Miggs, he's a good guy from groups. He's a dickhead, but I love Miggs. But go back to the cover.
You, Miggs.
Yeah,
the cover's gorgeous.
Zoom in on Fisto. I always thought it kind of strange that his armor was, the wrong color. It was like brown instead of having the purple on the armor, but still cool. But I wonder what happened how that became brown.
It kind of led you to believe that there's something else going on with these, which it's established in Filmation that Eternia has 2 moons, the bright and the dark moon. But there's clearly nothing bright or dark. Well, there's bright, but I subscribe to that. But it kind of makes you feel like it's like a race against time. That when this eclipse happens, because it's going to happen, but I just there's no real payoff to it. I feel like Earl captures. With like seeing Evil Lynn like pointed like the eclipse is upon us here. You guys are fucked.
He's telling a better story in this one painting than the whole book did.
Yes,
true,
indeed.
Yeah. It looks like.
So I would like to see Tyler. I would like to see you make a story for this painting because I know you've done that before, and they were really good.
You hear that, people?
Oh God! There goes the fucking ego. Here we go.
Yeah. Captain Obvious, like, hey, did you know I worked on a book one time?
Hey, did you know that I got these crayons? Look at these Master Universe crayons I got from Brett Barton.
Nathan,
these are
mute
awesome.
his ass. Rebecca brought up
He
a
got
great
me
point
two
about what
sets.
I can do here.
I
Thank
got
you.
2 sets of these things.
Wait, what?
Wait.
Yeah,
Crayons?
I
Are you
can't.
5?
Yeah, look,
Are you
those are
5?
He-Man crayons. No, Brett Barton gave them
I've
to me
never
at
seen it.
PowerCon.
That's
I've never seen those either.
No,
You
yeah, he gave them to me
baby.
at PowerCon. That was for free. I was like, that was like awesome.
So you-
Probably asked you to go away.
So you saying you got those while we were all together and you didn't show us?
Oh well,
Yep.
well, I
He was
want
hiding
you guys to
them
be jealous.
from us.
Greedy
So-
bastard.
Brett actually said these are for all of you. Joe's like, no.
Yep. No, and
Well,
the
I
stock
could
art.
totally see Joe doing that.
Yeah. No. These were just for me. He said because he was like, Joe, you're just awesome, man. He was like, you're such an inspiration. He's like, how could somebody be that amazing? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, here you go.
That
And I
sounds
was
like a
Brett,
lie.
Wait a second. Did you steal
And
those?
Joe's gonna knock me to the shit I say.
The only
Brett
I
gave
want
them to me. Brett gave them to me. He just turned around and I took him off his desk and he just gave them to me.
the only thing that I got from Brett Barton at PowerCon were airplane bottles of Fireball. So I think I'd
Yeah.
rather take that than Master Universe crayons.
I love these crayons. God damn it.
I think Joe stole those.
Yeah, he
I've
probably
never
did.
seen
may
those before.
have.
Joe.
Well, we know
Yeah,
he has
oh,
a history
he
of
said I may
stealing
have.
things from men and women too. So I wouldn't put it past Joe that
Took
when he
them
wasn't at
right
our
away.
table at PowerCon, he was snooping around and stealing shit, people's food. Probably more or less half-eaten food. If it wasn't a freebie at the snack bar that Val says, you do have to pay for that. It's or I got to pay for
Stealing
that.
No,
Sleepy guys
he was
food.
like, yeah, those cost me like $8 a piece, and Joe was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I took like 12 of them." Oh man,
No,
my
not that
bad.
many.
And
I felt
I've
so
already
bad,
eaten them. I promise to pay you back someday, and we all know how that goes.
I really will. I'll pay them back. I swear I'm going to actually cater the next PowerCon's granola bar things. I'll buy them all. I'll take care of you, Val. And if you guys have any
Yeah.
questions for us in the chat for anything, pop them up and we'll get to your questions right now.
But
I'm a good guy.
Tyler, you do have a fan, Papa Huds. I do like it when Tyler does his revision for pre-existing stories. So we do.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Wait,
I do appreciate, and I thank Rebecca's words of praise there because they are fun to do. I did write one that is complete. I did it for Ren, and Ren was like, "Fuck it."
I did not say fuck it.
And Nathan and Rebecca read it. They really liked it.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be cool if I could get Ren to do to do like an illustration, like one illustration from the story. I don't care what it is, but that's the heartbreaking thing about this stuff is like I want people to be able to enjoy it, and I can never get the artist part to work out. Anytime someone comes to me and says they want to do a project, it always falls through. It never fucking fails. It's just like, someone could listen to this tonight and say, I got an idea, John. I want to work with you. We'll make this thing happen. No, it won't. It never happens. Even if they pay me, it never happens. I would rather do it for free and knowing it does happen. Seriously.
You're a baby cynic.
I'm a what?
A baby cynic. Like, you're not a full cynic. You're just a baby cynic.
What is a baby cynic? I don't understand that. I don't
You're
never
not
heard of that word.
you're not. He just said it.
Yeah,
You're
you're
not
not
like
a full-fledged
full-on
cynic.
cynic. You're not a full-grown cynic. You're just a baby one. Yeah, it's like in its infancy.
you're a big baby.
Yeah.
I
Look at him. It's going right over his head. He's like, I don't understand.
So what? I'm a baby cynic, all right? Because I
You're not-
don't believe stuff, or I believe stuff, or what?
It's not a diss at all.
Yeah.
It's not.
He's saying,
Rebecca,
Yes,
Rebecca,
it
you're a
is.
girl. Help me out here. What does it mean?
It's not.
I don't understand what a baby cynic is either.
Is it because we're blonde?
It's a blonde. We're blondes. We don't get it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, fuck it. I don't give a shit.
well, so now you're
Yeah.
Team Rebecca. So now it's 3. It's 3.
No,
1, and 2.
I still say Joe could take this crayons and shove it up his earth ass.
I think he stole those crayons.
Yeah,
but,
Joe,
Like I've never seen him in person, so I had to snatch
Joe,
him.
what you should do is that artwork.
I've never seen them before at all.
The artwork
Yeah.
on the back's pretty decent. You could,
Oh, we've had this before though. This is on tons of shit. That's on tons
no, but
of
you could put
merchandise.
that. You could put that tons of shit on TeePublic.
Yeah, you could. You could scan them and color it the way you'd like, and then put it on TeePublic.
Or would you want them left in black and white?
Oh,
I mean,
I would take a
that would
black
be
and
cool.
white. I would take a black
Which-
and white.
Which one do you think you prefer, Tyler, or both?
both?
He-Man punching Skeletor, I feel like is one that is not used. And I feel like that one of He-Man holding Beastman, I feel like that's even on one of the lunch boxes, I believe. But the one of He-Man, He-Man punching Skeletor is on the lunch box too.
Yeah, these are both lunchbox things. But
I don't know. I just feel like that shot of him punching him on the Grayskull throne. I just think that's a fun one. I think.
Just do both, Joe. Do colorized versus in black and white.
What else you doing?
Give choices, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
And speaking of that, if you want to check out the QR code right there beside of Rebecca's face, go ahead and scan that, or check out the links down below. It's got the
What's that do?
links.
I've never seen that. What's that QR code thing?
No. Are you
kidding?
Are you butt fucking kidding me, Joe?
Fucking kidding me.
The QR code was on the banner at PowerCon, and we told people to scan it, and it would take them to the website.
No, I'm saying we've never had this on the show, though, right?
Yes, we have.
Yes, we have.
Have we mentioned this before on the show?
Yes,
You're
we have.
senile. You're senile.
All right, Joe,
Really?
it's time to go to bed. Let's
All right,
take you to bed,
goddamn.
Joe.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't
Somebody
remember.
get my pudding.
I actually don't remember that. Jesus
My
Christ,
Jell-O.
that's terrible.
But the
Got the
description.
Jell-O pudding pop, so you got the zipper-doo.
Oh no!
The
Not
milk
the
got the
zipper-doo.
buzz.
Shut up.
Great, more shitty impressions. Just what we needed on the
Yeah,
show.
the Bill
fucking
Cosby,
zipper-doo.
see?
At least he's not singing.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
actually
yeah,
really
it's
nice,
true.
man. I wish you guys would sing happy birthday to me. I fucking care about you guys. I love you guys. You fuckers don't sing to me.
I'm going to have nightmares.
Don't we do have that coming up in a few weeks, right? Or
Don't sing. No, don't. And please don't celebrate it either.
We're all
you don't
gonna
have to
sing
do
it
that
for
my
you
birthday.
live.
Yep.
No. That's okay. You guys don't acknowledge it. That's all
Oh
right.
yeah, tell it now. Look how the turntables have turned.
Yeah.
The turntables have turned. See the turntables? See
Yeah,
that shit?
no, yeah. All right. I know when to sing you happy birthday now.
Yeah, make sure, hey, Nathan, make sure you let me know I'm singing it hard.
Okay.
Oh God! You
I'll
talk
do
about
that.
bad singing. Everybody, get ready. I've witnessed his renderings, and when he sings, goddamn, do the
His
viewers drop on
renderings.
Facebook? Yeah, they fucking drop on fucking Facebook.
Yo,
Every
just
goddamn time. It is
Still
rough.
have people messaging me, begging me to come back to rendering so they can hear me sing.
They don't want to hear you sing at all. It is fucking rough. You think I'm bad?
Carry
Well,
two
it's
better
10
than
times
you,
worse. Ren is
They
10
want
times
worse.
worse.
Ren Vogue to come back.
No, they don't.
Here is a question from JSP. Any plans for Fans of Power Thanksgiving or Christmas specials? It's funny you say Christmas because what we have actually planned because the show would be on Christmas Eve, we're actually going to cover a Brave Star episode because it mimics.
The Brave Star Christmas one.
Yeah, the Christmas episode that's pretty much a
We'll
resemblance
sing the
of
intro too, won't we?
Christmas Carol, right?
Yeah.
Never mind. Shut up, Joe.
It's pretty much what did Joe do? He did something stupid.
He said, "Yeah, we're gonna sing the Brave Star intro," and I'm like, "Joe, no, what you're doing. We're not going there."
Oh no, God, we're not going to butcher that. All those
I've
hard
never heard him laugh
like
like
that.
that before.
What did I do? Just reading a book.
But we will actually cover. Joe, we already read that book. What are you doing?
Sorry.
We'll cover a Brave Star episode. In terms of Thanksgiving plans, no, there's nothing like tied into Thanksgiving that we're gonna do exactly. So I would actually have to.
Nathan, I think Nathan did allude to I think the episode before Thanksgiving that the special was gonna be like everyone giving thanks to me and why they're so thankful I'm on the podcast.
What's the next question, Nathan?
Which I
What do we got?
appreciate
Next
that,
question?
but
I did not get that memo.
No.
Now, Rand,
Got
I
another
appreciate you playing coy there. You got to stay in character. I understand.
Okay.
Here's from Rebel Wookie. This is no question. Just glad you're all here, keeping me entertained on a Sunday night. The world needs more fun like this.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
This is when Joe was doing a shitty impression. Did Joe get his hands on one of Bill Cosby's pudding pops? I think he meant to say there.
Posting pops.
Posting pops. Yeah, that would be the Dollar Tree version.
He sat on it.
Yeah. But Jello
It's
pudding pops
melting
were
in him right
badass
now.
back in the day, though.
God, I love them. I haven't had
Yeah, they were
those
awesome.
in years. Jesus Christ, those were great.
Yeah.
comment here from Chris Carter. We need another Survivor Series matchup for Thanksgiving. Funny you meant something's coming in that regard.
Well,
It's
I kind of feel like
no, I don't want to spoil it for everybody. I just want it to just happen when it happens.
Okay. All right, but when we actually do the
thing, when
we do the pre, it's going to be the Sunday before we actually do it, which I feel like I don't think we still haven't figured out if it's going to be the end of this month or the very beginning of December.
No. The plan will be the actual topic
event.
And the event itself will be on December 3rd, but November 26th will be the prelude to set up to that. We'll just leave it.
So this is the stuff you were kind of talking about last week.
Yeah.
That none of us know about.
Yeah. It's only cool, just Tyler and myself. Like Tyler tossed out an idea. Thank you. And then I was like, well, what about this? And he was like, yeah, actually, that sounds pretty good. I'm like, but what if we do this to it too? And he's like, yes, let's do that. So it's gonna.
I was so fucking pumped about it.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm like, we're gonna have so much fun, all 6 of us getting involved with this. Like, it's gonna be, and because this is something that what we do the week before to set this thing up, that oh god, yeah, it's from a fan perspective of how we like to debate and argue about stuff. I feel like this really is going to beat anything we've done before. Yeah,
Ren looks intrigued yet bored at the same time.
Well, because Ren will be like, man, I don't know who that guy is. Man,
no.
We'll see.
I'm excited, but obviously I don't know anything about it, so it's like
Well, neither does Rebecca. Not even Joe. Not even Deuce. Nobody knows. It's just something we like. Knows. Yeah, because that's kind of the fun about it. Because when we do the first part of it, it's all going to be random. It's not going to. None of it is planned. Like
you're starting to say too much. You're starting to say too much.
All right.
Can't say too much.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Papa Hud 69. Question for T-Rex. Any He-Man you recommend for me to watch tonight after the show?
Let's see. Like a random good He-Man episode. I'd say probably the Shadow of Skeletor in reference to the 2 moons of Eternia.
So you tied into this, so it's like poetry set, right?
It's just for the rhymes. Fuck you, George Lucas. And that's a season 2, and maybe a season 1 episode that is never talked about. Maybe at some point we could talk about on the podcast. Is The Remedy, which is no real villain in it. It's just He-Man trying to help Man-at-Arms save his mentor. So He-Man has to go on this solo adventure to find. I believe it's a plant. It's been a while since I've watched it, but that's a fun little episode. And Warlock from Black Stars that is used as a creature that He-Man befriends in the episode. So if you want to picture what He-Man's riding Black Stars Steve would look like, you would see that in that episode. Very cool. But he has a different color scheme. It's brown instead of green. Rebecca knows what I'm talking about, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were
She's saying that like...
She's like...
I'm reading the comments.
Oh, I thought she acted like a Stepford wife right there. She's like... Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just watched that fucking movie. Weird.
Here's
the
question.
old one, not the remake with Nicole Kidman.
Not the Nicole Kidman one with Matthew Broderick and Christopher.
That one saved balls.
Here's a question from Febmon. Animal you'd like to have seen as a Master Universe vehicle based on good or evil, land, sea, or air?
An animal or vehicle that we would like to have seen as a toy that I guess wouldn't turn into one?
Yeah, animal.
A sloth.
You would like to have seen become a Master
A 3-toed sloth.
Like the Dragon Walker is the sloth.
Or a Dragon
cool
Walker.
Vehicle because it never get to the battlefield.
Just like the Dragon Walker. That's fucking. There's your sloth.
Some other
probably like a sea vehicle, like an I don't know, like an octopus or something.
Like the City Attack Squid from the 2000X line.
No, fuck that.
Can we get that
whale too.
That was
God, all those vehicles suck balls.
They were bad. Those are the worst set of vehicles ever.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh god, it was drizzling shits.
Drizzling shits.
What did you say, Deucin?
Do you have that toy?
No, I remember.
I
I
bought them all. Mint box.
I remember you said, yeah, Tyler said he bought them all. I couldn't do it. I was like, I can't buy these fucking vehicles. They're horrendous.
See, guys, I was a
fucking
true fan.
horrendous.
I was buying all the shitty things and saying it was great, just like you guys are doing right now.
See? And
he was doing that before it was cool to do.
Yeah, I was a trailblazer before any of you guys were all buying the Bachelorverse and Origin
and horrific.
Joe and letting you know what he bought. And fuck you.
I bought a couple. That was it. Just a couple.
Oh, yeah. And Rand's like, man, look what I bought, man. See these attachments going inside the mouth and change his head. And
speaking of which, here's probably going to be another quite divisive thing. This comes from Oliver Belmont. Any comment on the TMNT He-Man crossover toys next year?
Rob David written all over it. He whipped it out and started.
The Leonardo and the Donatello look okay.
Oh my God, Nathan!
They look fine. They look fine. They look fine. You know, I might buy them and add them to the Turtle collection.
Those are odd. It's like they could have done them per vintage figures, basically, like vintage Ninja Turtles figures, but with extra articulations, just like Origins, because those were designed by Mark Taylor. So.
Well, I figured Joe would be into this conversation. Where'd he go?
Take a shit
because they are Origins. They are Origins figures, so he'll probably get them.
Maybe it's
on the floor.
You know, I saw this several things, but I'm so fucking checked out with the toys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Joe might have a pre-release, and he's going to get it.
Yeah, he may already have them.
Instead of getting his laptop
from his neighbor,
he's going to get some other shit.
So he doesn't have Attack Squid, but he has this.
Yeah.
Also,
his priorities aren't straight.
Also, him not getting that squid. That means that he killed the 2000X line.
Single-handedly.
Thanks a lot.
Well, now he's making up for it by buying all the Origins.
He's putting all that money in Rob David's pocket.
He's buying all the overstock and everything.
I really thought I was going to go all tonight without mentioning Rob David at all, and then you guys had to bring up Turtles the He-Man crossover. I'm like, oh.
Well, you mentioned
I want people to know that he wrote that unreleased shitty comic book that was going to be released with what's his name, the guy that's been doing the current He-Man book and taking a Dairy Queen shit all over it, and he's been doing all the other crossovers, the He-Man crossover with DC, and He-Man crossover with Thundercats, and He-Man crossing over with the fucking, Dragon Ball and shit.
Yeah, He-Man and
Dragon Ball.
Okay. So now but who really
He-Man versus Goku.
Yeah. He-Man's got the banana hair and everything. And,
oh, Jesus.
I'm Super Saiyan up. Oh, get the fuck out of here.
By the power of Super Saiyan.
My ass.
By the power of Super Saiyan, we have the power.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yes.
All right, Rebecca, feel free if you need to go take a dump to leave right now for this question. JSP asks, question for the wrestling fans here. Do you guys have a favorite match? Also, what would be your fantasy comic cartoon match? Example, Superman versus Hulk, Thor versus He-Man, etc. Shit, I'll actually have to think about favorite matches.
Well, you do that, Joe. What happened?
Oh yeah, Joe, what do you got? Speaking of
unboxing here live.
No. While that question was being asked, I was just going to open some Skeleton Warriors. No, I have no comments on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover. I don't have any comments on a wrestling thing.
Did you get that on the floor? Why did you bend over?
So why did you get up and leave? And then you came back, and now you're bending over to get something that was clearly on the floor.
Oh, no, it's just while they were going to talk, I don't know if we're talking about that turtle shit no more, because that has no interest to me. I was like, I haven't unboxed all
surprised.
these Skeleton
Joe,
Warriors.
you're going to kill the line, Joe, just like you did with 2000.
Joe, they're Origins. They're Origins characters. What do you mean?
Yeah.
The Turtles?
Yeah.
That's nobody's collecting that shit.
You're buying that.
Joe, since you're clearly bored by these other questions, while you're opening that up so we don't hear the packages rummaging around, I'm going to go ahead and mute.
Yeah, thank you.
So back to JSP's thing. Favorite match, I know Ren doesn't really watch Red, so it's basically going to be between myself and Tyler, and then I guess Joe could probably chime in with one of his favorite matches.
I'd like to hear Rebecca pretend to care.
What is it?
I can't do it.
What the fuck was the wrestler's name?
What the fuck is a wrestler's name?
See,
Oh,
that's why I need. That's
I
what
got
we need
one.
her input. I want to see her just doing a complete.
Rebecca,
improv,
just Google famous wrestlers and just start rattling off some names. Yeah, I'd like
I
to
know
see
Hulk
this.
Hogan.
Okay.
There you go. All right, there's one.
All right, and do you got another one?
Andre the Giant.
All right,
Yeah, all right,
WrestleMania 3. There you
3.
go.
That's her favorite
Yeah,
match.
That's a good
it's
match.
a classic. That's her
Good
favorite
answer.
match.
Good answer.
Yeah.
What you got, Ren?
The one where Eddie Guerrero broke his arm.
Oh, where he dislocated his elbow. That was actually.
No, the
I
one where
saw
that
that one.
one dude bit off that one dude's ear.
That was boxing.
That's
Yeah,
boxing.
that was boxing. That was Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield.
Oh, we could have said that was a Mick Foley match because he lost his
When he lost his ear in Germany. But Ren, the match where he dislocated his elbow, I want to say that was a 6-man tag elimination match. It was him.
That was on
Oh man, I
Raw,
love
too.
the 6-man
No,
tag.
it wasn't. He jumped off the top rope and
that was-
Vince McMahon.
Yeah,
It was on a Raw. He was doing
Yeah, it was on Raw. I think that's when they were all coming in. Remember, that was the.
Yep.
Well, never mind. I was
Yeah.
Joe,
gonna say-
unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Joe. We can't hear you.
Tyler, favorite wrestling matches.
Junkyard Dog.
I like Junkyard Dog as a kid. Watch him as an adult. Oh god, it's very hard to watch.
Yeah,
his
he doesn't
matches.
have good matches.
But I always wanted the figure as a kid because I just thought it was so cool looking. Perfect and Bret Hart SummerSlam 1990.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a really fucking good match. I mean, because Perfect's a great match with anybody, but him and Bret together, like in their prime, fuck yeah, that's an awesome match.
Let's see. Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Halloween Havoc 97. Because it's different. Like there are some matches that are great just because of the in-ring quality of the match itself.
Yeah.
There's some matches that the crowd helps make the match.
Yeah, I like Warrior Hogan because Hogan puts Warrior over and what it was, the hype around it and what it means. Like, and they do a good match. I mean, it's not like, it's not like RVD and
Jeff Hardy at Invasion. When you got sad when RVD beat Jeff Hardy because you're such a Jeff Hardy mark, and I was making fun of you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when I think of the crowd helping the match become what people remember, I think of Rock Hogan WrestleMania 18.
Yeah, that was all fan participation with that one.
CM Punk, John Cena, Money in the Bank 2011.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was a great one.
Perfect. Let's get into the back half of the question then. Like, what would be a fantasy match, like comic cartoon kind of thing that you would like to see with different characters?
I mean, they've done some crossovers in the comics.
Yeah.
I mean, they're one shots, but they're still kind of fun.
I don't have any, honestly. Like,
yeah, because I kind of felt like there's some that seeing Batman and Spider-Man and Batman have teamed up. They haven't fought. Daredevil and Batman have teamed up. I don't think they fought. Superman and Spider-Man were like the part of the first. They were like the first biggest crossover, but they had like a brief fight. But I don't know. Because I'm pro Marvel anyway, so whoever if you cross over anybody, I'm going to pick whoever's in Marvel anyway for the most part.
mm-hmm.
I'd have to do a little bit more thought, and I don't want to have a lot of dead air. I think some of the stuff is kind of fun to cross over, like like a villain from one and a hero in another, but even
Joe,
that was done like temporarily.
Do you have a favorite wrestling match, Joe?
No, I couldn't remember any.
There's not one that it's something that you just have rewatched multiple times or anything like that? No?
Or once.
Yeah, that too. Anything that really sticks out to
How
you?
about that one with Battle Cat Man?
I have that on VHS.
I know you do. That's why I said it.
That was weird.
Wait, what?
No, he doesn't look like Battle Cat Man, but there was a wrestler named Battle Cat Man. He had about maybe 4 matches that were ever
I
televised.
was like, don't tell me somebody dressed up like him and would wrestle.
No, he wore
No,
like
it's
this
completely-
cat mask and.
Yeah, it was like
Everybody
a
was
furry kind of match.
Oh, I totally
He did a
fucking
cool.
forgot.
He did some cool moves. He was trying to do a lot of those weird, aerial moves, but just didn't last.
Could you
and, yeah,
demonstrate? Could you demonstrate those moves?
No, I couldn't. Not even close.
Go jump off one of your shelves in the back and show us.
No, that's all right. I won't be.
The 5-star bum splash.
His name was just Battle Cat, not Battle Cat.
Or Battle Cat. I'm sorry. Well, when he said manage, yeah, it was just Battle Cat. He was literally Battle Cat.
Oh wow. Oh
yeah.
That's something special.
You sure that's not Joe?
Yeah, it was something. Yeah, it was something.
Joe,
you said you have that on VHS.
All of his matches. favorite wrestler of all time, Battle Cat.
And that's what shows up on Joe's Facebook tomorrow. A custom of Battle Cat.
Hey, I mean, I think that would be kind of cool.
And then Mattel gets word over like, hey, we do a wrestling toy. Then they're like, hey, no, we're gonna do our own. And
honestly, like I think that in a Remco style would be kind of all right. It wouldn't be that bad. I don't know.
It might be cool.
The Remco wrestlers were. Well, yeah, because Red's all about supporting that 5 points of articulation, but they don't bend at the knees.
Exactly. No knee bends, no elbows.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Here is a question for Papa Hood 69. Are you going to cover Sunbird Legacy? Tyler
we did that. We did that years ago. Me and Joe did.
Yeah, but we didn't have the technology that we do now.
Well, I guess not. I don't know.
It'll be a long one, too, because that's the longest story they've ever had.
Yeah, and honestly, that just takes... Even when me and Joe did, it just took too long to go through.
It took a long time. I mean, admittedly, it is one of the best stories. It is a great story, but it is very fucking long.
Well, maybe one day we can set aside more time for everybody where we could cover it.
Yeah.
Joe's like, Migs, what do you guys think about these Master Universe toys being sent to Goodwill? I didn't know.
Which ones?
Huh?
Hopefully it's all the new stuff.
This is Migs probably just being a dick. He's probably talking about because they've been popping off at Ross's like crazy. All the Masterverse shit super cheap at Ross.
But Joe, isn't that because the plastic it's got like mold on it? I think that's why they were sent there for cheap sell-off. Something that I read on Reddit. I think.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Wait. What are you talking about? For what?
That the Masterverse figures at Ross have mold on them. That's why they're like sent there and so cheap. That's like just trying to fire sell them.
Well, what I'm saying is basically every goddamn Masterverse figure, including the recent stuff with Shadow Weaver and the real hot sellers that everybody said are great, which didn't sell for shit. They went right to fucking Ross. Ross got that. They got Battle Cats. They got every wave of Masterverse you could think of went right to Ross because no motherfuckers are buying those at the store because they're shit. But if you guys like them, more power to you. I just hate them.
Trying to find the
I always love your like change in attitude.
Up and down.
Yeah.
God, they're fucking horrendous.
This is shit.
No, because I feel like Joe is constantly supporting all the new bullshit. So
Origins. I hate Masterverse. I love Origins, but I fucking hate Masterverse to death. It's shit.
Oh my god! Whenever I happen to see any of the new figures pop up in social media feed, which I just like, I wish I really could just never see it again. I'm thinking like people, there are men and women out there who are excited and can't wait to fork over $25 fucking for these.
They're going to be going away soon. Masterverse will be going away soon. Trust me.
I thought we were saying that like 2 years ago that it was going away.
No. Well, because of the new season, with Revolution, they still got to have something going. But once that fails and Masterverse fails, they'll be gone in Origins.
Well, it's all going to fail because I'm sure they can make He-Man and Skeletor lovers.
There we go.
There you go. Now that's awesome.
I got that new.
There you go, Red.
The question. That's my newest piece.
Oh yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
simple tricks and nonsense. Any new?
Do you like that it's no points of articulation? 0?
Yeah, it's even better than 5 point. You jackass.
Yeah. There you go. 0 points of articulation.
What? We got you.
He's gonna piss himself.
So Nathan was trying to read what John was saying. Joe and Ren start. Nathan goes.
Yeah.
Like he was like trying to finish the question, but under the radar. Like
just let him talk. Just let him talk. So any new acquisitions? Ren showed his off. I'm actually buying Bucky O'Hare figures. Thanks, Tyler.
Yeah, well, Joe, I would love to. We hope to cover on the podcast. I don't know what Joe and Rebecca and Red think about Bucky O'Hare, but but I feel like it would be something that I think they would all get into wholeheartedly.
Deucin.
I mean, Bucky.
Oh,
well,
shit.
look at that! Red's got him. Holy shit! Complete too.
Yeah, from when I was a kid.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Bucky literally started when Joe was a kid, so. I mean, like,
Which is true.
How
It was a
old is
comic.
he?
It was a comic book first in the 80s.
yes,
How
by
old is
Larry
it?
Hama.
I've
What's
got
that,
those
Rebecca?
too.
How old is it?
The toy line was in the
From
early 90s, like
1970s.
Yeah, early 90s.
Oh yeah, the comic came out by Larry
I
Hama,
know
who,
Late
pretty much
90s.
nothing about
I think
it.
Continuity
Yeah.
Comics.
and the
I've
cartoons
got
on
I've
YouTube
got
to
that
watch for
series
free.
too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I've got that.
I
It's
watched
really
it.
it's really
Oh,
good.
and the comic book
Okay.
is like the artwork is beautiful and it's verbatim. Like the cartoon series follows the comic book. Like it is.
That's going to be the next step once I kind of finish that to get the comic.
Willie
I think,
DeWitt.
I think I've only
Yeah.
heard of the cartoon.
Oh, all right, Rebecca. I'm going to send you the first episode, and if you want to watch it, great, and let us know what you think. And
the first 3 episodes kind of like flow in together, so it's kind of I'd recommend watching those first 3 episodes.
No, Tyler, do it that way. Give her the first piece. This is how drug deals are made. Give her the first piece, get her hooked, and then make her pay for the rest.
well,
That's right.
well, it's all for free. But this is what I do with Nathan. If I have any idea that Nathan's going to get into this, I'm like, hey Nathan, what do you think about this? And then Nathan's like,
he's been pushing for Bucky O'Hare. He's like, hey, they're dropping it for like months, and I finally got around and watched. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to buy the toys now. But then you look at how many figures there are. It's not that many. And then Boss Fight Studios put out some of those figures, and I went ahead and with Bucky and Deadeye Duck and Bruiser, I bought the Boss Fight Studios version instead of just getting the vintage. So I'm getting everything in Boss Fight, and then everyone else that sadly didn't get released in it buying those in vintage.
Yeah.
But
there's only a couple that didn't get released vintage.
Yeah.
Oh my! And there's the prototypes and the figures that were even just concept drawings are amazing. Like
they are.
I'd love to get Rebecca and Joe's take on the intro because the intro fucking kicks ass.
The animation,
it's amazing.
Yeah, I was about to say the animation's fucking awesome.
It is crazy.
It's
like
God.
super fast paced and
Joe, I'm gonna send it to you and just see.
Cool looking characters, all of them.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna send it to Joe and
the song is amazing too.
Yeah, the song's catchy.
Oh God!
Yeah, I have it on mute right now because I don't want to. But
all made by Marvel Productions and Sunbow.
And the cartoon was released.
You're saying Sunbow
in the 90s.
Joe's gonna be like, oh, gee, Joe, I can do
that. We still haven't watched that, have we, Joe?
Yeah.
Well, what's the next question? Yeah, I'll save you here, Joe. We won't have to worry about you answering that question.
Yeah.
Yo, Joe.
Here is a question from Brian Clifton. Will we see another episode of Spin Rack? Yeah. Sooner than you think, actually. Sooner than you think.
No,
you kind of already did at the beginning of this podcast.
Yeah, that's true too. We kind of had a little mini episode.
We kind of did like an all-encompassing Spinner Wreck episode there. We're giving you more bang for your buck.
Never inviting me.
Well, I think we're just trying to get away with saying we don't want you, Rand.
Damn. Savage.
Too late, motherfuckers.
It's like, I reject you.
All right. I think we've talked about this before. I can't remember Joe's opinion on it, though. I don't think anyone else has an opinion on this. And I know Tyler's going to roll his eyes. He'll probably have to go get up and take a shit again. From Chris Carter. Anyone excited about the McRib coming back? Hell yeah.
Never had it.
I'm gonna
Joe don't have to pay for it. He's going to excited for it.
I'm gonna get the McRib when it finally shows up.
That ain't real ribs. That ain't real ribs. That is horrible. I had it one time. It is horrible. Ain't real ribs. Oh,
what did when it first came out, and it was amazing. And I haven't eaten McDonald's in years.
Well,
so Randy, I won't mess with it.
Joe, what did it do to you?
It almost made me sick. I felt like I was eating pure, just fat grizzle. It was fucking horrible. But no, I'll tell you. I know. You're right. I don't have many standards, but God damn it, that was terrible. I love real ribs.
That texture looks good.
Hell yeah, Rebecca, it is good.
I mean, it tastes good. I had it back when I was a kid, and I did enjoy it, but
I hate that fucking
I feel
thing.
like I'd have to be hospitalized if I ate any of that shit because I just I am
I've not gone to McDonald's.
Yeah, the smell of McDonald's though, if I smell it when I go to my local Kroger, you can smell the McNuggets. It does smell good, and when you got to go in there take a piss in the morning and you smell the breakfast,
you gotta go in there and take a piss and get.
You smell the hash browns.
I'm just saying, like, I mean,
you go to McDonald's specifically to piss.
When I've been doing work and I got to find the bathroom when I'm like doing resets for work, I'm like, fuck, I gotta go to the bathroom somewhere. I'll go to McDonald's.
That's
he said I'm gonna blow up the McDonald's.
That's how McDonald's gets the ammonia for the meat.
But I wish McDonald's would sell like the smells in a candle. I would have it. I would
smell of piss.
No. I'm talking about the smell of McDonald's breakfast in the morning. It smells wonderful. I would have a candle that smells like McDonald's breakfast.
Have a candle.
I would have a candle that smells like their breakfast. I guess maybe because of their coffee. I guess.
Hey, Tyler,
there's something like an amalgam of the mixing up.
Smells like hash browns and old people. Yeah.
Tyler.
Huh?
They may have it. Someone may have made.
They probably do.
Well, I know they have like Jolly Rancher flavored candles, or scented candles, scented candles.
If I were you and you really want it, I would check to see if someone.
Look on Etsy. Someone on Etsy's probably made a candle.
Yeah, but honestly, like they can pull the bait and switch. Hey, look, we have the rights for this, and it smells just like it. No, it doesn't. You're just selling the name, and it smells very generic. It smells like Joe made it or something like
McDonald's
that.
McDonald's is making candles that smell like their favorite, whatever.
Yeah. And I'm
their
like,
favorite quarter pounder ingredients.
Oh, I've heard of that, and that's fucking nasty. No, there's
only the quarter pounder shit coming up. I don't understand.
You can't do it with all food anyway. Like I love a good bacon cheeseburger and a good grilled chicken and hamburger piece. I don't want a candle that smells like it.
That brew burger that we had at PowerCon, that may have been like one of the best things I've ever fucking.
That was very good. That was a very good burger. Yeah.
It was great. No milkshakes though, so 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just
sorry,
everyone
Joe.
being really awkward when Joe keeps asking for things.
No, we all laughed. It was a good laugh. It was fun. You should have been there.
I know. Instead of like laying in bed trying to go to sleep.
The guy there was like, "What the fuck? No, man."
At one point, I think I looked at everybody and I'm like, you guys better tip him well. He's putting up with a lot of shit right now.
I'm sure he was better than the guy we had the next night who was very a prick. But he made fun of Tom laughing. Like Tom made this joke and a laugh about something. And the guy mocked him behind it. And Tom even looked like, yes.
I don't remember that.
He was the guy that sat us. He was like, oh gee, I don't know,
ones who like, we can't push our tables together.
That guy he mocked Tom.
And there was nobody in there.
Yeah, there was nobody in there. You can get around us.
He's just being a sandy vagina.
Oh, man.
Question
for Rebecca. Would you and John consider doing a live-action remake of the Filmation She-Ra opening sequence since you have most of the costumes character-made? Even include some of the Fans of Power cast for parts? Yeah, we'd all have
parts. I'll mail my arm to you.
I don't know. I thought about doing a transformation video, but like those can be so cringy if you don't do it right. So I'm hesitant to do it.
It'll be like some of these dorks out there trying to I think of that one girl. You know what? I don't know if you guys know her or not, so I'm not going to even bring it up because I feel like if we say
bring it up after the show.
Just kind of peek in the corner and
it's just some people who are trying to showcase their supposed love for He-Man and She-Ra, and it's like, no, you're just trying to get yourself over, you fuck.
I can't wait until someone says that to you when you're like, I'm real He-Man. It's like, you're just trying to get yourself over, you fuck.
When I say that, I am encouraging people. I'm calling myself an idiot when I say that. I am not literally meaning, even though I have the artwork to say otherwise. However, What's that, Nathan?
Yeah. You can't tell, but I don't know if Joe froze or if he's like I think he's throwing
Well,
up too.
Joe.
No, he
Origins.
definitely
I think
froze.
he's moving a little bit.
Oh, no,
There
yeah,
you go.
I'm here.
Holy shit, that was scary.
He
He's
perked up.
alive.
Alive!
Joe, I think this question from Philippe pretty much. I think only you and I could really answer this. Speaking of wrestlers, how do you feel about LA Knight? Dude is a badass. How do you feel about him, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, I know some people say, hey, he's just doing a combination of The Rock and Stone Cold in a way, but it's something still kind of okay. I mean, because wrestling has gone pretty goddamn bland with getting any new type of characters or somebody that people you can get behind. And no, I mean, and we knew he was gonna fucking lose yesterday. You know, he's not gonna be losing at no crown jewel. But no, I mean, he's all right. It's something different. The crowd gets into him. It's not bad.
That's
What about
exactly what you said right there. The crowd is into him. He's over. He pushes merchandise, and that's what you want.
Yes, he does.
Out of that. He's a good
And there's
promo.
nobody. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's so fucking hard. That's probably why Roman Reigns, they've kept the belt on him so long, is they have nobody else. We got Cody that came along that will get the belt eventually, but beyond them, there's no big names.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Rebecca, do you agree or do you
I
disagree?
agree. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought the last time he wrestled, it was kind of but
so
the one before he used to be good.
yeah.
Perfect.
But Joe,
What?
here's a question: can you truly lose if it's all scripted?
Hey, don't you piss off those fans? You know, the ones that's still real to me. Damn it, that one guy. Oh, that poor guy.
yeah.
Oh my God!
What happened? I gotta
No,
see that.
no, it's on YouTube. You can wait. I watch this guy at a real lower tier wrestling convention, and they're asking some of the
Don't spoil it. Show her after the podcast.
Yeah, you'll have to just see this poor guy.
You got to see it to believe.
Yeah, I think even Jim Cornette was even asked about him like years later, and he's like, he's a good guy. Like even Jim was just like, and
He's
I
a
get
bit
it, like,
strange, but he's good.
yeah.
I'm just imagining the Leave Britney Alone person.
No, it's
Is it that? Okay.
Who's the leave me alone person?
No,
There's
you'll
the
see.
Leave Britney Alone.
Yeah.
Leave her
oh,
alone.
no.
yeah.
Oh, that's Chris
Chris
Crocker. God,
Chris.
Leave her alone. God.
Rebel
I like when
Wookie
South Park
saying
made fun of him.
AEW figures hitting Walmart. Got my Danhausen. I got that the basics Danhausen, and I got the exclusive ringside collectibles Danhausen. Love that Danhausen.
Isn't that crazy? Out of all the things that people are really going for, they're going for his stuff and not even the main wrestlers half the time.
Well, the coolest thing about Danhausen, and he's one of those. He's obviously a character wrestler. He's not super awesome in the ring, but what he does is he transcends because of the character. So he's been on.
He really embraces that shit.
He was on Joe Bob's show, and because he plays into that, you have the action figure. He can fit in with your
Absolutely
monsters or like any other kind of line.
Agreed.
And that's the key.
Yeah.
Question from Gavin S. Do you want me to make this one the last one, or you guys want to try to take one more after this one?
You got one more after if it's good, not stupid.
Okay. Here's the question.
I'm just being honest.
I don't
You guys' questions are shit.
Any
That's
more
what he's saying.
stupid questions?
Well,
Yeah,
so
like,
your questions
you guys
are
like bugs. You
No,
know, I
no.
don't, you know.
I have a question.
No.
Tyler,
Oh,
Tyler,
man.
are you looking?
I love
forward
when
to-
Deuce and Anthony ask something stupid. He goes, Joe, Rebecca, you know, he
Yeah,
just
but this
Yeah.
this is a smart question.
Uh,
Are you looking forward to Transformers equivalent to Masters of the Universe Origins?
fuck no.
His face
Whatever
is
that is. I've never even heard of it, but like if it's going to be the equivalent of Origins, like is Rob David in bed with one of their execs?
No. This is entirely Takara. Nathan, I sent you the link.
I like how Nathan just took that like deep breath. Like, what am I in for with this shit?
I don't know.
Like,
Is it
What the hell is that?
$119? God, man.
Oh,
Missing link
shit.
C1.
That thing better be
Oh,
life size to be
what wasn't this the same stuff that they were selling at Toys R Us like a few years
that
back?
looks cheap.
The
God, is that
Transformer
cheap?
Masterpiece.
No, those were the reissues.
Okay.
Well,
This is the
I want
upgraded
Transformers that you
generation
don't have to
Mantoy.
transform because I'm sorry, it makes me feel. It just reminds me how dumb I am. So just give me my Transformers in their robot form. I don't need to fucking. Oh my god! Now I got to watch a 5-year-old on YouTube show me how to transform the damn thing, which I have had to do.
Yeah, I've had to do it too.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm
Yeah,
just as
like,
dumb
I want a
as you.
Shockwave. I want him in his Shockwave form.
It's
Which
like
is why
the,
whenever I buy one off of eBay, I feel like I have to send the guy. Can you send him to me transformed? Don't send him to me in his gun form.
It's like the Sid promo. I have half the brain you do.
Yeah.
Here's a question from Gavin S.
About Rebecca laughs as if like I know Sid is.
That's just a funny thing.
How do y'all think Frank Miller would handle the Master Universe property, given his works like Ronin and 300? And well, you could throw in Batman and Daredevil into that as well.
Yeah.
Human would be cynical.
Yeah, I don't think it would work
I can't
with
see it.
I don't think he would.
It would look terrible.
Yeah, I don't think he would. Yeah, that's one thing that bothers me so much about people's perspective on He-Man. Unless you're a genuine fan like we are, anybody who has maybe just heard of it, or someone who is, in the business, and they're asked, well, what would you do with the He-Man property? And you're like, what is that? Oh, it's that property from the 80s? Well, I don't know. Isn't it kind of like a mishmash, like space and fantasy? I don't know. It's like no one
Why
takes
does he
the
have a
time to
story
actually...
if he doesn't kill people?
Yeah. Or I think of like fucking Chris Hemsworth, who was asked about playing He-Man. Like, isn't that kind of basically the same character as Thor? You dumbass. Go play in your fucking Ghostbusters movie, idiot. It's like no one ever wants to take the time to actually sit down and go in depth and read the mythology, some of the best stories, some of the best episodes. Everyone is so quick to dismiss, like it's this throwaway property that makes no sense. And I think that's probably the biggest problem, is why everybody who's asked to work on the supposed movie for all these years, because no one takes it seriously. They're never actually stopping to look at the beautiful artwork, the stories, the mythology behind, everything. Everything that we do this podcast about is celebrating the mythology, the good and the bad, but mainly the good. And I just feel like they continue to keep hiring everybody from writers and artists combined. I was on a roll and I just fucked up my words. I was like Nathan being trampled by Joe and Ren.
I have to go back and watch that later to see how it sounded.
But Nathan was very humble when he did it. Like he was like,
I'm just trying to let him talk. Like, I'm trying to let you guys talk. To tack onto that, JSP says, "Oh, well, for that matter, what about Claremont and Byrne? How would they?"
Byrne does everything awesome. Claremont, I don't know. It's all. I think it would. I don't care what writer you get. If they don't respect the mythology, I don't care if you've got, Chris Claremont and fucking Roger Stern on the book. If they don't respect who He-Man is and the dynamic of him and Prince Adam, the significance of Skeletor being the Lord of Destruction, it doesn't matter. I don't care who it is. If it's a no-name and he respects the property, then I give him all the credit in the world. But fuck, we can't get anybody to show that they actually care about telling a compelling He-Man story. I know they're out there, but unfortunately, people who've got the rights to do all this stuff are more about probably just getting their buddies over and paying someone who really doesn't give a shit.
That's exactly it. It's a private club.
Yep, and I think
it would have to be. I think it would have to be a team that didn't do superhero stuff. It would have to be a sword and sorcery comic artist and writing team, someone that specializes in the Conan universe, the Red Sonja universe, things like that, and even some Dark Horse writers and artists, not a Marvel and DC Conan either.
Because I feel like some people feel like they can't.
Better mixture of the two. Someone who can handle both superheroes and sword and sorcery, so he has a full grasp on Masters of the Universe. As Masters of the Universe itself is a mixture of many things.
Sure.
And they're sitting right here on this podcast, but I'm not getting any acknowledgement here. I was waiting for someone to say my name, but I guess I have to do it for you.
But you can honestly, you and
that is the face
Joe
of boredom.
and Deucin. the three of you, and throw James into there as well. You know, like it needs to be. It needs to be the people that care about it the most. Like
that's why I've always wanted to do a fan project that is strictly for the fans to look at, just to celebrate. You know, which is why I always loved Emiliano's homecoming story, because even though it was an art project, it was nothing but a project of passion. That he is like, hey, look, I got to do this for school. Then fine, I would rather do this, and it showed in the artwork that he did, and even telling the story. You know,
and not only that, but it also was a fantastic way to sort of bridge, you know, Filmation Master Universe and New Adventures.
Yeah,
and like tell a new story that encompassed everything that was out at that time, that existed at that time, because that was what, like 98 or
yeah, it was late 90s, I believe.
90s.
Yeah, but I would do it right now if I knew that Ren and Deucin and James or any of us like wanted to like just chip in, and I mean like, and just put it out there. We just do it for fun as a passion project, just to like, no, we're just fans and we want people to.
I think Deucin's kind of had his fill of like doing a fan passion project and getting the fucking hammer.
I mean, as long as I don't have to animate anything.
Yeah, yeah. No one's questioning that. Deucin clearly has put all his blood, sweat, and tears in bringing that masterpiece together. We can't thank him and James and the others that were helping out with it, mainly James and Deucin with that. But I just feel like that is an example of, you know, He-Man's only going to get the best from the fans. You're not going to get it in that private club of assholes who just think they got these cool, quirky stories where all they do is just copy comedy shit they see on the internet somewhere in social media or on YouTube, and that's the extent. Is like, well, that's as far as our brain can go in telling if we can just mimic the shit we see on social media, that's a compelling story.
Well, I'll ask this then, because you know we're a little sure, I guess. We'll say allegedly, just to kind of you know, it is their own little group that it seems. Here, you take this project. You take this project. What would it take? You know, if someone came along and actually showed them, hey, here's this, and this. I mean, that would still just be like, whatever. We already got somebody working on it, you know.
Well, I could see like they did with Joe. They see his idea, can steal it, and give him no credit for it, and just call it, you know, whatever the fuck they call it. I could see that if we put together a small fan comic that was, you know, hell, no more than 6 fucking pages, just like the shit they throw at fans now, but we did it better because we can do it better, and nobody could do it better. And it gains some feedback across, you know, various, you know, social media groups, you know, people who like He-Man, and all these fucking groups. It's just about posting the fucking pictures of toys and shit like that. But, you know, if something like that were to, I could see them dismissing it because it wasn't their idea, as opposed to like knowing that companies and have reached out to fans and like, you know, they recognize these guys have got talent, they have an interest, they can do something that we can't. Why not make money off of that? Yeah, we got this property, and if we want to use it, why can't we get people who really are passionate about it to work on it for us?
To make money, because they don't like making money.
Yeah, and they would much rather pay people that are cheap. So why not pay someone who is hungry and wants to do the best they can, kind of like they did back in the 70s and 80s with movie directors who were hungry and special effects studios who were just eager to make great characters and great movies. Same thing could be said for He-Man, but unfortunately, it's, you know, I've made my peace with it. It's never going to happen. It's just.
I see Joe shaking his head a little bit. Joe, what do you want to say?
No, I get irritated with the whole thought of everything. You know, it's all about your connections, your friends, your buddies, and not wanting to get actual people that have a knowledge for anything with any of these properties. Like, I mean, it's just like you said, with everything we know about Master Universe, we would write and create something and bury every one of these fuckers that are doing stuff right now. When it even comes to the toys, yeah, it's okay. Like I said, it's great. Everybody got an official duplicate, but it is kind of irritating thinking, okay, you'd rather, okay, we're going to hire somebody out of college that's got a marketing degree, and somebody that's good at, you know, doing promoting, and somebody that can Google search shit to find images and think, all right, now I'll create this. So you have 3 to 4 people that are doing the job of one person that could be not being arrogant. It's like, how Tyler will say, the stuff that, he loves and he's passionate about that he could do. I fucking know about some cool shit with toys. I know what some things are that people would want. It's like, why wouldn't you just hire me? I'll be honest. You guys, we've already dealt with each other, Mattel and Dark Horse. I mean, you guys know me. Why wouldn't you want somebody that could give you endless fucking ideas, that knows this property, the essence of it, and the history of it, instead of this fucker's out of college, knows nothing about it, but, he's got a degree in marketing, and he's a friend. So hire 4 people, or you could just hire one that could give you endless ideas. Maybe. But no, it's irritating, because I was like, I'd give them endless ideas. And it's just, it's insulting.
Joe, the problem is that you're thinking.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a free thinker. Yeah, it's like
they don't want someone who's going to be able to tell them that their ideas. What the fuck is going on?
It's because you went Joe.
No,
maybe
no, it's not that.
Oh, did I miss something?
You did.
You have to go watch the replay, Joe. Don't worry. We'll talk about it after the show.
Did I show my face?
No, you didn't. We'll talk about
He still thinks about himself. God.
Go ahead, Deuce, and finish your thought.
They don't want someone who's going to be able to tell them.
What am I missing?
When Deuce and can't kiss.
What?
Joe, seriously, like, I wish you. Do you have your phone on you right now, at least?
No, I'd have to go grab it. Did you want me to go grab it?
No, I'll send you a Facebook message. You can read it when we're done.
Okay. I guess I can't breathe.
Oh God!
Wait, Deuce, you can't breathe.
Oh, okay. I just caught it. Okay. I see now. All right. No, like I said, not just say stuff, but there was Copycat, there was Sky High, there was Beast Dog, which was them looking at my Beast Cat, which would never have meant to be something serious. That was just something for like a commission.
That was the CG show, right?
No, that was the actual Revelation cartoon where they put Beast Dog in there.
Yeah.
Because we already know who was on my friends list who was seeing shit, and they were like, well, if we did Beast Cat, it'd be too obvious. Make him a dog. And I've done Scareglow in kind of like spider form with multiple legs and stuff. Interesting. That shit is in the next season. It's like, you guys aren't understanding, like, when, like, the stuff that things I'm doing there, those are commissions for people, crossover stuff. I never at any point would think I want this to be in a mini comic or cartoon. If I was to do that, I'd create cool new characters, but you guys are literally stealing my customs, throwing them in there and saying, look at this.
I'm just picturing.
Here he goes again.
Just picturing what?
No. Oh, wait. I have
Scrooge McDuck shows up in goddamn Revelation. No.
Yeah, Fred Flintstone.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but
Cookie Monster.
In the back right here. Just. All right, give it up.
Let's wrap this shit up, Nathan.
He's earned his right to get his shitty idea in the show.
Fuck. Let's go ahead and end on that. Joe, go ahead and close us out here.
If you guys are new to this channel, make sure you like, subscribe.
I made Rob David fuck you because it makes me feel good.
And ring that bell so you can always be notified when we go live. And until next time, have a powerful
now
day.
even Joe can keep a straight face.
He always does, though. Look at him.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're gonna learn how to fight, then learn with a real weapon, not with a toothpick.
I know this one.
You better know this one.
Conan the Destroyer.
Yes.
Hey
I
Joe, one question for you. Why were you worried that you showed your face when you showed it in front of who knows how many people at PowerCon?
Well, not publicly. People haven't seen it like this, virally. That's
like
what
the asshole waiter who you couldn't give him a strawberry milkshake. He saw Joe's face.
Yeah, that's bad. The chocolate shake,
It
and
was
he
a
couldn't get
chocolate
strawberries in the
shake.
bottom of the fucking lemonade. Couldn't get a strawberry lemonade. Couldn't get a chocolate shake. Didn't even have strawberries to put at the bottom of the lemonade. These fuckers.
Look, we already know what Joe looks like. Come on.
Stop it. Piss off.
Jenny.
Stop it. I love you, Jenny. She's my baby.
Yeah, my pie. Ah,
God. All right. See you guys next week. I gotta go pee.
Oh no!
yeah.
I
We've all got to go flop the
I
bishop.
didn't do these all show. There we go.
What do you
So you get to flash them all at
rifling
once.
through them all now, right?
Yeah, do them all at once.
Oh God,
Yeah, all right.
that was a good time.
Yeah, we'll see you next
Bye.
week for a
Yeah.
character spotlight on Roboto.
Yeah.
All right.